Phoenix Down Radio is on the air. With your hosts,
Klaus Nightbringer,
Seyrr,
Chille,
and Luna Vox.
Welcome everybody to Phoenix Down Radio, episode number 52. How is everybody doing today?
Well, Klaus, give me a second. I'm better now.
I apologize to those watching the stream live at twitch.tv/Phoenix Down Radio. I hit the disconnect button for just a split second.
What?
I was trying to hit the start recording button, and I accidentally hit the stop streaming button. So I hope it didn't knock too much off, but yeah, it's one of those things. The buttons are too close together.
You're a bad.
I'm a bad. I should feel bad. It's not an episode of Phoenix Down Radio without a major mistake.
Dun dun dun. Speaking of major mistakes,
we might have made another one too. Want to introduce a couple of guests. Joining us this week from the seedy underbelly of Ul'dah, none other than Brohamut and SaferSephiroth from the Crucible. How's it going, guys?
Yo, thanks for having us.
Appreciate you joining us.
I'm so happy you decided to have us on, and you will almost certainly regret it.
We will try our best to make you regret it.
Yeah, that's kind of what we thought, but you know.
Hold on. I need to prepare myself.
She's gonna double fist it.
There we go. There we go.
A second.
Hold on. Okay, we're ready now.
I appreciate the tenacity, if nothing else.
And Ivan wants to sit in front of my face.
Oh,
thanks, Ivan. There we go.
Yeah, his fists aren't the only thing that are like a cat.
Are you sure that's not just your face? Like, it's a hell of a beard
That
you've
is
got
definitely.
there.
Oh no!
His face left.
He's done with you now.
I think
using
using the Ivan Curlfist minion was a bad idea.
Yeah,
Probably.
Speaking of bad ideas, Lightning makes an appearance in Mobius Final Fantasy.
Oh my god, people! What's with
please
the
don't
13?
forget her.
Sorry, I know.
I can't hate 13 anymore because 15 exists.
No.
Wow.
Shots fired.
That's right. That's correct.
Hey,
I could at least finish 15.
They're both better than 10-2.
Okay,
Come on, man.
I will
10-2
fucking
is
cut
great.
you.
10-2 was amazing, Klaus.
Not only is
I don't have
10-2
another beard
great,
pack open to me. No. I have to chug this now. Excuse me.
10-2 is fantastic.
10-2 was amazing, Klaus.
10-2 was a train wreck.
Oh, amazing.
Hey,
Yes.
look who you invited on your show.
I would rather have you on my show than play 10-2. And I bought it twice.
What can I do for you?
I can't hear you.
What can I do
I
for you?
can't hear you.
Stay off.
We're off to a great
the top.
start.
Does anyone know the first verse?
All right, anyway,
I used
Never
to by
thought that
heart.
Oh, I can
by
hear it.
myself.
Lightning
Not
is...
even in my imagination.
Here's the amazing part. I can go ahead and just hit the mute button on everybody and continue the stream.
Who do you think you are?
You wouldn't have much of a show.
At 1,000.
And then I'll bring you back in when
All through the ages.
They'll call to you and hang you home and back into my
anyway,
arms.
moving on.
Suspended on
Seyrr, that means stop, please.
Okay.
That was your people, not us.
I know, that's the worst part. All right, so Lightning is making an appearance in Mobius Final Fantasy. They're doing a Final Fantasy 13 crossover where you're basically trying to help her figure out why she showed up in Palamecia and help her maybe get home like we did with Cloud back in the 7 crossover.
Because she's drunk again.
And like we did with Lightning in the Final Fantasy 14 crossover. Apparently, she's just really good at being lost.
Well, also this like pretty much everyone who ends up in the Mobius world is like, why the fuck am I here? Like that's
And to
just a
think-
comment for that too.
And to think she was in a car commercial too. I feel bad for anyone who's driving with her.
And don't forget all the Louis Vuitton stuff.
That's why she had to return, because she was lost.
Oh.
Too many Coke binges. She needed more money.
That's just
Wow.
like
She
the
looked
car
really
was-
thin in the Final Fantasy XIV event. You got to admit that.
Let's just hope the car doesn't get voiced by her for the GPS, otherwise everyone gets lost.
Look, all I want to say about that is people have been begging, and Yoshida totally said that he'd look into making Snow's outfit unisex. I want that fucking coat!
Yeah.
Maybe
me
as soon as
too.
we get the bunny ears.
You can have the fucking bunny ears. I want that coat. It would look amazing.
The bunny ears aren't what matters. I want Rogan in fucking bunny tights.
I want the whole bunny outfit
Okay,
from my
here's a very valid question. Who's worse for getting in trouble? Lightning or Minfilia?
Lightning.
Lightning.
Okay.
Minfilia never gets stuck across dimensions.
What are you talking about?
The chrysalis?
Yeah, she goes to the chrysalis. That's a different dimension.
She's stuck with the motherfucking crystal right now.
Yeah, like lightning. In
Yeah,
lightning
but wasn't
returns.
Lightning like sealed away for like thousands of years?
Exactly.
Plot twist, they're the same person.
Huh.
They're both.
Oh my god.
Mm,
Plot twist. Everyone is lightning.
headcanon.
God.
Minfilia
Oh my
didn't
God.
move to Paris.
New
You're
headcanon.
lightning. You're lightning. Everyone is lightning.
All
You
right.
get lightning.
The event actually isn't bad. It's you get to play in the Hanging Edge, and actually you get to go into the Crystarium as well. So I mean, it's a nice little throwback to the Final Fantasy XIII series. So
Yeah. It plays around with the paradigm system. You to switch into them to get boosts for various rounds in battle. It's actually kind of fun.
yep, if you play the game, I think you would enjoy the crossover events. They've moved on to their second set of giveaway of cards right now.
Yep, as of yesterday.
Yes. So if you enjoy that, go check that out. Speaking of new characters in games, Ultimisia has joined the cast of the new Dissidia game. You'll get a chance to play as the time-compressing sorceress from Final Fantasy VIII as she joins the forces of Chaos in the newest revision of Dissidia.
I'm
That being
shocked.
said- Oh,
So
sorry.
shocked. I'm not really shocked at all. She was in the original games, just like all the other the ones they're going to announce are probably going to be the Dissidia characters again.
More than likely.
I have a question, because you guys, the fact that you know this means you're following the new Dissidia way closer than I am. I was under the impression that they had only announced hero characters for Dissidia so far. Is Ultimisia the first that's not a hero character that they've announced?
No, they announced Jacked not that long ago.
Ow.
Basically, all the new characters are going to be the villains from the old games that they're announcing every month or so.
Well, that's really irritating, because the villains from
already
the old
know.
games were the best.
But they're new characters. They haven't been
Oh.
announced.
They're new characters.
They're going to be DLC.
Just because they're new to the arcade doesn't mean they're new characters.
Well,
By the way, we
Also-
know that Noctis will be a character at launch.
I wouldn't know that. I
Of course
didn't
he
get into the
fucking
beta.
will.
Grumble,
I was
grumble.
in the beta.
Noctis wasn't playable in the beta.
No, it wasn't playable.
I know. I'm just
really-
angry I wasn't in the beta. Grumble, grumble.
It wasn't all that great.
Yeah, I
I'm
still
really
wanted a
apprehensive.
chance.
I'm really apprehensive because I put in like 200 hours into Dissidia Duodecim, and I really
Dude.
liked that.
We're gonna
really liked that
we're gonna
I
gonna
also put in
play-
similar.
sorry.
And
I also put in similar amounts for Duodecim. I don't know. The arcade one just didn't grab me. Maybe like once we actually get the whole thing and it has the structure that's going to be around it. But if it's just a random arcade battles, I don't know. That doesn't grab me as much.
Yeah,
Well, the
I'm
biggest
annoyed.
issue with it is that it's clearly designed around being 3 versus 3, and that's not why I played Dissidia. I like playing one person at a time.
Oh,
There
so-
might be a 1v1 mode, and I hope there is, because if there is, 2 of us are going to stream just us smacking each other around for a few hours.
Well, the thing is, you might those 3v3 might be able to switch them in and out, or is it always going to be 3 players versus 3 players?
It will be 3 players versus 3 players, though I heard that they in the beta as is they have added a 1v1 mode, but it is a separate option that you have to go manually select. Like it's not like you go into multiplayer and it's like pick your game type. It's like the default is 3v3 and you have to go into the fucking options menu to change it.
That's pretty messed up.
It's pretty fucked up. Because the problem is that works really, really well in an arcade where all of the machines are physically connected to each other. But when you have, like, if one of those 6 people has a connection problem, then everyone's going to have a bad time. It's like, I think that Square Enix is a great company that makes a lot of great decisions and also a shitload of terrible decisions. And I have yet to figure out where the pattern lies.
I'm also annoyed that it doesn't seem to have a proper story mode in this one.
Well,
Yeah.
let's be fair about the Duodecim story. It was not proper story.
Well, I believe there is going to be a story mode that'll be continuing on from the previous games. But what they're showcasing right now is it's just the multiplayer they're trying to stress test right now.
Yeah, but the story's not going to be like it was before, where it's like mass proper cutscenes and stuff, from what I can tell.
Well, we don't know that. Like I said, we're just in a beta test. We haven't actually played any of the regular game proper. We're just stress testing specific things.
Does anyone know anyone who went to the Japanese arcades and futzed around with it?
No.
We can ask Shin too.
Dude, yeah, let's... Flatus, you're in the chat. Tell Shin to do that.
Yeah, go tell him to play that in an arcade over there and tell us how it is.
And also, go get me some of the Dragon Ball cards from the arcade game there.
Also, make him bring back some of the mini Final Fantasy 14 minis.
We're just gonna have Shin be our mule.
Right? And can you have him just cover all that for us too, please? You know.
Tell him that if he doesn't come back with some Yakuza tattoos, he's not welcome back in the country.
Well, that's good because he's going to Canada, so.
Shit.
There's a Canadian Yakuza, right? That's a thing.
All right.
Sure,
Continuing on. We finally got a date for the next Letter of the Producer Live, number 39. It'll be Friday, September 29th at 4 a.m. Pacific time. So basically, when I'm driving into work on Friday, it will be live letter time.
Well, bring it up on your phone. Watch while you're driving. What could go wrong?
Exactly. That's my plan.
Hey, Graham's here.
Yeah.
But
Hi, Graham.
Yeah, the thing about that is he's probably not kidding.
Oh, God. It looks like they're giving us some more glimpses of the new content, a little bit more of Return to Ivalice, the Shirogane residential area, those updates to Adventure Squadrons, lots of other good stuff.
as well as a hard date as to when the patch is going to be released.
So that everyone can start adjusting their sleep schedules in order to try to get a house.
By the
Pretty much.
What's the sleep schedule?
sleep.
Can I rant about the house again quickly?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, we will get to that.
Yay!
But judging by the date, I have my doubts that they're going to push the patch for that weekend. So I'm betting it's going to be the 10th. That's just my thought.
I don't know.
I don't recall them having a live letter like 3 days before the patch.
Yeah.
I feel I think it's more likely they'll push it past that because... Actually, no, you make a good point, because if they do it on the 10th, then that gives us like a week to do the new patch before they have to slam down All Saints.
Yeah, so
It stretches it more.
There's still time.
You know what? Yeah, I believe it. I think you're right.
It's like I said, it's just a thought, but I mean, they could come back at us next week saying that it's going to be announced on the 3rd, but I don't know.
Or what they might do is show the All Saints stuff and then they'll release it and then release it later in the Gold Saucer floating chair.
All
They
right.
posted a bit about that relocation function, talking about housing. This will be the one that allows you, if you or your FC already has a house, to get a partial refund and to, on the old land and to transfer your house entirely to the new location.
Yep. This bit of information I really liked when I read it. When purchasing a plot for relocation, 30% of the minimum value of your old plot will be applied towards the price of the new one.
Now, almost no one actually bought a plot at the minimum price, so...
But, I mean, hey,
So-
it's still
probably
something.
closer to about 15% of the price you paid for it, but
Yeah.
it's something.
So I looked it up just because I was curious. Like, We're in a medium house right now. The minimum price for it was like 8.7 mil. So that'll be about 2.5 mil, a little more than that we're going to be able to apply to if we move. So, so you'll want to double check what class of plot you have, and then the size, and then all that information is available out on Square Enix's website. So
And of course, the better locations cost more money too.
Yes.
Yep.
Everyone's gonna want freaking Hot Spring Mansion.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Well, a couple friends of mine want Secret Sex Grotto Mansion, but
Anyway, I want to say my little rant. I think
Go
it's
ahead.
annoying that they releasing this on the same day as the patch. Just because there are some people out there that might have trouble downloading the patch in time before the servers to go up.
Well, they usually have the patch available for download about 4 to 6 hours before before maintenance is completed.
they
That's
did
still-
specifically say they will not be completing maintenance early for this one because of the housing concerns.
Yep. So we'll find
I
out.
really still think that it should be 2 days after patch. I know to me it won't take long, but I know some people that would take them 5 to 6 hours to download.
True.
Well,
Then they need
No
to
matter-
make
those people should move to a smaller surfer then.
or make arrangements with an FC mate or somebody else to help them out.
I mean, it's gonna suck for someone no matter when it happens.
Exactly. I mean, there's not going to be there's no such thing as the perfect scenario. Unfortunately, you have to do what's best for the majority.
Oh, I've got one. The perfect scenarios where they make an actual sane housing system and they're actually available to people. How about that
Oh
one?
my god.
But that makes sense. We can't have that.
Oh my god.
Damn you,
Why would there be
making
a
so much
rational
sense.
reason?
But
Gladys, I want you to know that I am extremely jealous because I want housing so bad. But
I already
I've
have a
already
house.
given up.
I'm really regretting bringing out Ivan Curlfist. I'm having to move my screen all the time because he's just like sitting right in front.
You know, you could just put him away and bring out another minion.
Not with my current setup.
That means losing. That's admitting defeat. Are you going to admit defeat to a wind-up?
Is the wind up going to be you?
Anyway, let's
Is it
continue.
winding you up?
You're winding me up, damn Lalafell.
Whoa.
Speaking of Lalafells, those of you who have been paying attention to social media may have noticed an event that happened last weekend. The Lalafell invasion, to raise money for hurricane aid, raised over $21,500. That's going to what's that place called again? I forgot the name of
victims of the hurricane.
No, I forgot the actual charity it was going to. Direct Relief.
Direct relief.
Denmo really put on an amazing event. He shut down new character creation on Siren, which was one of the preferred servers because of its low pop. And he shut down character creation within hours. It was
Jesus.
amazing. I mean,
I would just like to point out that we at the Crucible contributed massively to the funds raised. We crunched the numbers earlier. The Crucible, if you round up, contributed a whole 0.2% of the proceeds, and we're very proud of that.
Damn.
I would clap, but I have to press a button to talk, so...
Yep.
Yep.
how's that?
Yep. Thank you. We appreciate it. You're all welcome to tell us on Twitter how great we are.
But
I shall go do it now.
I mean, it got so bad they actually had a second march started on Midgard Sormer. But
Which we unfortunately did not hear about, or we would have had the worst Lalafell in the game show up.
he was already over on Siren. I brought Klaus Lalabringer back. And the second worst was there too. Flatus's character Gunt. Gunt Thunderbuns, is it?
I thought he was Florida Man.
No,
Guns, Thunderbuns.
who was somebody else was Florida Man. That was that Remix that made Florida Man?
Well, they were all running together. So.
Yeah, they did that. Yeah, Remix did Florida Man on Midgard Sormer. Gunt and I were
Florida,
both
man.
on the Siren server. We were with Denmo and Ethis and all of them, and we had a wonderful time. Yeah, I watched this as they were streaming the character creation just before my appearance on their show last week, so it was fun.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm really proud of this community for pulling together that hard, because I remember seeing someone
And quickly.
someone talked mad shit on Denmo on Twitter. Like, oh, you should just give money. You don't like. Why do you do these stupid fucking streams? This is so dumb.
It was Reddit.
and- yeah, it was Reddit. It was Reddit.
Fuck
That's right.
Reddit.
It was on Reddit,
That's
and it was
right.
Florida Man.
Fuck
Reddit.
Reddit.
Fuck Reddit.
Fuck Reddit. Fuck
Yeah.
Reddit. So, like,
Fuck
I remember
Reddit?
they were like, oh, you won't raise any money at all. And Denmo's like, Denmo's response was the best. It's like this super sarcastic, like, oh no, the mean man said bad things. What do I do? And then he ended up raising, like, their base goal was what, $5,000?
I think it started at 5,000. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
think
made
initially
4
they were
times
gonna have go for 1,000, and then they said, yeah, you know what, let's go for 5.
I imagine they would go for 5 because they made $330 before the stream.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think before the stream started, they were over 500.
Jesus. Like, it's ridiculous.
It is, and
They did so well. Denmo's awesome.
just
Shout out to Denmo. He needs us to give him a shout out.
yeah,
obviously.
Denmo McStronghuge. I'm sure most of you know who he is. If you don't, go search for him out on Twitter. He's at McStronghuge, or is it at Denmo? I don't remember. I'm so bad at that.
No,
it's
it's-
at McStronghuge.
Okay.
He's also on YouTube and makes fantastic,
Yep.
amazing videos.
If you search Google for Denmo McStronghuge, you'll find him on Twitter, on YouTube. You'll find him on Twitch. Yeah.
Also, if you listen to our last episode, we talked a lot about him.
Oh yes.
Yeah, everyone here listened to that, obviously.
Duh.
Well, if you didn't, maybe you should go check it out. You can check that out on PhoenixDownRadio.com.
Oh, yeah, PhoenixDownRadio.com. That's my favorite site. That's actually my homepage right now. Did you know that?
Hey, dude, wipe off your chin.
Oh, shut up.
You got a little something on your nose, like right there.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to be nice because you guys brought us on. You ever come on our stream, we'll fucking tear you up. It's gonna be great. We're gonna aid your house live on stream. Throw
No, we're not.
snowballs at it.
We're gonna have sad feels night and have you reveal your darkest secrets.
Oh God. I don't think the world can handle that much darkness.
Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, it was an amazing time, and the coolest part that I thought, Denmo took us all around Eorzea. I mean, hundreds of Lalafels literally walking across the Realm Reborn areas, being helped by a bunch of Siren regulars. So thank you to all the players out on Siren who helped with that to keep everybody safe. And then we ended it with a party in Costa del Sol. But before that, Odin popped,
Oh God.
and hundreds of level 20 and under Lalafels swarmed him
That
And-
can only end well.
and killed him.
Won. You fucking killed
And
him.
we
that
killed
did end well.
We killed him. And guess what happened after that? Then somebody donated $1,300 to put it over 20,000 gained at the time.
Yo,
It was
Yep,
amazing.
I remember
it's
watching that.
fantastic.
Yep.
It was actually Odin that donated that money, obviously.
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 It's the sickest loot drop ever, man.
Yes, it was $1,300 for charity. Thank you, Odin.
You know what? I'll be kind of sad to hear that if Odin pops the next time and it's not a Lalafell. I'll be.
If you're on
Dude,
Siren, let us know what next time Odin pops. Is he a Lalafell?
It should be Denmo.
It should be named Denmo. But yes, it was a good time, and like I said, I'm sure you can check out the YouTube videos on that. It was just a wonderful time. So thank you to everybody who put that on, to all the streamers who contributed to it, to everybody who donated to it. It's money that's going to help a lot of people who really need it.
By the way, can I
Yeah.
say something quickly? On Twitter, Lena asked about if we did anything about the escape rooms.
Well, there are going to be escape rooms in Chicago this coming weekend. I don't think Luna and I are going to be making it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of escape rooms in Chicago, actually, like the city of Chicago.
You want to escape as fast as you can, huh?
If you've ever been on that highway that leads into the city, that's an escape room.
Oh, God. You're not kidding.
I've been on it. It's hell, man, and it has only gotten worse.
And I know that Scarlett would definitely agree with you there. But anyway, speaking of charity, I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with what Humble Bundle is. And yes, Saferoth, this is for you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is for me.
A lot of
take lead on this.
1 second. A lot, you know. Humble Bundle is basically where you can buy a whole bunch of different themed games, and you pay. It's a pay your whatever you want price, but the more you pay, the more games you get available to you to download. They've featured Final Fantasy games and other Square Enix products in the past, but nothing quite beats what they have going now. And now, Saferoth,
that's
take it away.
A way to describe it.
Okay, so the Humble Indie Bundle is right now. You have, if you are listening to this live, you have 2 days and 16 hours left to get on board with this. It's the Humble Honey Sakura Bundle. Which is a wide variety of fantastic games that you absolutely should not buy your children.
Or ever stream.
Or ever stream. I think Twitch auto bans you if they catch you streaming any of these games.
I think so.
And shout out to Emmy, because Emmy's going to get really mad that I even brought this up. So love you, Emmy.
She's gonna hate you.
Oh, she's gonna get so mad. She's gonna get even more mad that I said that. All right, so I just want to go over the list of games really quick and
Emmy,
read.
none of this was my fault. I didn't
They
know
have
this
one-
was coming before now.
They have like one sentence reviews.
I have to say this. I did not know any of this, so I went to Humble Bundle, and now I'm just going to look at the video games for the next 5 minutes. If I don't talk, don't worry. If you hear weird noises, don't worry.
Oh my.
So I'm just going to read the names of some of these games, and there's all of them have like one word or one sentence reviews under them that I also would like to read for the sake of the audience. So let's start from the top. At the $1 tier, we have Honeycam Studio with the review from Danny Boy. I'm trash, and this game is exactly what I needed.
Danny Boy, the pipes they're calling.
We have Sakura Agent with the comment, intense plot from Anime EDM.
Is that like a euphemism?
Sakura Fantasy, which the game clarifies this only has Japanese voice acting. That's very important, apparently. A wonderful review coming from a guy named Seyrr saying, I sold my CSGO guns to get this game. We next have Sakura Beach, a review from Portman saying, finally a game I can play with my dad.
Oh no.
Ghostface.
If we link the page.
I would not recommend doing it on Twitch.
Okay.
Sakura Beach 2, the esteemed Ghostface would like to say, still a better love story than Twilight. We're still at the $1 tier, and we have Sakura Angels, where Rive says, thanks, Dad. We have Sakura Spirit. We have Sakura Spirit. A fox girl's tail touched me, and it was scary. 10 out of 10. Thank you, Bolu Man.
IGN.
Now, if we're moving forward, this is really a bundle full of games. Like, so much quantity here, so worth your money.
Isn't there
So
like,
much family fun.
in like
If you pay
15
above
games?
It is actually 15 games. If you pay above the current average, which at the time of me reading this, looking at this page, is $7.13, and that's the highest I've ever seen the average be on a Humble Indie Bundle. By about $2. That's the highest I've ever seen an average get to.
And that's still less than 50 cents a game.
It's less than 50 cents a game. It's a great deal. You get Honey Pop. I play it for the gem matching, I swear.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Sakura Swim Club, I read it purely for the story. Sakura Nova, I got this for the trading cards, I swear.
Of course.
Sakura Space, hot. Sakura Shrine Girls, today I proposed to Niaoko if she wanted to marry me. She accepted, and I literally bursted out screaming, "Nia!"
Yeah, that.
Soccer. Oh God. Soccer Mythical Girls has an emote, and I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the fucking creepy face.
I'd like to note that is the only one where the reviews were mixed.
Yeah, that's the only one where the reviews are mixed. Everyone else, very positive.
Very.
In a couple cases, overwhelmingly positive.
Honey Pop is overwhelmingly positive. You are correct. Thank you for correcting me. And then we finally get to Sakura Santa. We only have 2 left to go. Sakura Santa, which I just want to point out, don't show this on stream. The cover art for Sakura Santa.
Yeah, we're not showing that cover art.
Ho ho ho!
It's an anime lolly with a huge chest. And a gigantic candy cane between them because it's
a pink candy cane.
She looks awfully surprised about that candy cane being.
She's really surprised. Like, what's up with this candy cane? Also, she's groping herself, which I mean,
I think she's trying to trap the candy cane, so it won't get away.
Was the candy cane getting away? Oh wow!
She doesn't want the candy cane to escape. The review on that says that it confirms that it is better than Black Ops 3. And the final one, the 15th game, you must pay $10 or more to get this 15th game.
Oh my god.
Is Sakura Dungeon, which that's a really interesting title. And the review is, every day we stray further from God's light. That's my username regrets.
That
I've had a few.
Thank you so much for letting me do that.
Don't forget about the bonuses that you get, though.
Oh god.
Oh wait, you get bonuses? I didn't see
Yeah,
that. What
keep
bonuses
scrolling
do you
down.
get? Oh
My
shit!
god,
Let's keep scrolling
Brucey
down.
bonuses!
Oh, if you pay $1 or more, you get the Honeycam Studio OST. If you pay $1 or more, you also get 10% off your first month of Humble Monthly. And if you beat the average, you get the Honey Pop OST. Which, I mean, that's why people are buying. Oh my god.
By the way, if you go there and buy all these lovely, lovely family-friendly games, you are going to help support the charity of Action Against Hunger.
Which that's appropriate, because these girls all look really hungry.
They're all really thirsty. Come on.
For something.
And I just want to read the very first sentence from the Humble Honey Sakura bundle description, which is a bundle of blossoms. So yes, they know too,
And
obviously.
Phoenix Down Radio is not getting any kind of cut for this. We just thought it was hilarious.
Actually, like, not only are they not getting a cut, they didn't want to do this. I begged them to put this on the liner notes because they wanted to do this so bad.
Don't worry, if I'd known you'd have made sure.
You know,
made sure.
I'm just thinking about it right now, and I'm like, I'm just imagining the Humble Bundle people going to Action to Hunger and be like, yeah, we want to donate money to you guys. Oh, how are you going to do that? Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Anime tits.
Animated.
It's going to be the biggest donation ever.
All I know is I think I might buy the $10 bundle.
Yeah, I probably will too.
Dude, I can neither confirm nor deny that I have been looking to try to get the money together. I still have 2 days.
You need a GoFundMe going?
I have a GoFundMe going.
All right, moving on to something a little bit, maybe a little bit finer taste.
It would be difficult not to.
Yeah. I know it's hard to follow that up, but these guys are actually amazing, and I recommend checking them out. A Stage Reborn. I'm sorry for putting you guys after that, but it'll be memorable. A Stage Reborn is presenting their newest production, the story of Maria and Draco from Final Fantasy VI, and that starts live next weekend, September 23rd and 24th at 6 p.m. PST, and September 30th and October 1st at noon and 6 p.m. PST. If you want to watch it from within the game, go create a character on Diabolos, which is on the Primal Data Center, and contact somebody within Stage Reborn, probably Wander or Sabaku. They'll get you invited to their free company, get you to their house, which is Lavender Beds, Ward 8, Plot 28. It is a beautiful house.
And it's a good idea to make your character now.
Yes.
Because if you wait till right before the show, they have a tendency to shut down the server.
They might get den mode.
They might get den mode.
Yeah. Plus, you'll actually need the time to get there.
Yeah, speaking of Wander Sabaku, right?
So, yeah, one thing that I just found out today, which I think is a really nice touch, apparently their free company chest actually has some best man suits and bridesmaids dresses and the like, just so people can have proper formal attire for the shows. Very nice.
Wander Sabaku just pointed out that I Want to Be Your Canary shut Diablos down for like 2 weeks.
I do not.
Oh boy.
I'm not surprised at all.
So I created a Klaus clone over there, actually just before the show. Wander, I will be in contact with you to get an invite later on. So
I might have to make a character as well. I want to go see it.
Yes. If by some unfortunate set of circumstances you aren't able to get a character out on Diablos, they will also be airing it on their Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/AstageReborn, and on YouTube /AstageReborn. So you can check them out there.
The Crucible also makes a point. Yes.
You want to take Crucible. This? I want to take this because it's fun.
Okay.
The Crucible, we make a point to always be at A Stage Reborn shows because we wholeheartedly love and support them. And we go out of our way to try to make the first showing, and then after that, we spend the rest of the evening interviewing people in line. So if you would like some entertainment while you're waiting to get in, if you don't get there right away, just look for us, and we will misquote and misrepresent the hell out of you on Twitter.
Yay!
Do you still have those tweets pulled up?
I do not have them pulled up, but...
Can you include a picture of my face just so everyone associates it with me forever?
Oh, of course.
We take screenshots, yes.
Excellent.
Oh my.
Fantastic.
Speaking of things the Crucible does, part of the reason why they're joining us tonight, maybe you guys should tell us a bit about it.
About the Crucible?
Oh.
Well, about what's coming up for you guys.
Right. I'll let you handle this, Brohamut.
Yeah,
this is
I'll
much more your
it.
baby.
Thank you. Yes. So, for anyone who is not familiar with us, the Crucible is an in-character trash tabloid. So basically think of the National Enquirer, but for Eorzea. So, we launched last year at FanFest, and ever since then, we have just been up and on the rise. So we decided, hey, we're a ridiculous project with ridiculous characters and a ridiculous persona. Let's do something fitting for our 1 year anniversary that's coming up. So, what we decided was that for our 1 year anniversary, we are going to hold a trial.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, the Crucible is going to be the subject of a class action lawsuit, and anyone who we have ever written anything bad about over the past year is welcome to join in, as long as you can get a character on the LLymlaen server and or have one on there.
I have to imagine that even some of the people you've written nice things about might want to sue.
You can ask Emmy about that.
I'm so happy I'm not popular enough for him to write anything about me.
I'm sorry, what's your username again?
My username is Chille.
We also have something prepared for the occasion.
We do have something prepared for the occasion. It's a video. It's great.
Oh yeah, if you have, we'll be linking their teaser trailer in the show notes.
Which is amazing.
Actually, I will also post it in the chat. Give me just a second here to do that. I forgot I can do that.
And to answer the question that absolutely everyone that we've sent it to has asked, yes, that is Ethis Asher.
Yeah, we somehow roped Ethis into doing that for us.
I know, right? How the hell does that happen?
Right?
Ethis has been in our corner since day one.
No, he's amazing. Ethis is wonderful.
Literally, after he got back from FanFest, he posted this really long video about how great FanFest was, and he actually gave us a full 45 seconds to a minute just talking about how great we are and showing off that he has had a copy of our cover and talking about us. And ever since then, he has been hard in our corner, and we are massive fans of him. We were fans of him long before that. He's the only way I was able to take in the Coil story until we could unsync it in Heavensward because I suck at this game.
I'm sorry, but the only thing that popped to my mind there is We liked him before he was cool.
We did like him before he was cool.
Can I just say the production values on this trailer are amazing.
Well, if you would like a
Our friend
similar,
Jab to do it.
if you would like similar production values, you are more than welcome to hire quartercirclejab.tumblr.com as a video editor. He is fantastically talented, incredibly capable, a top tier registered shit poster. And
It shows.
No, it was a great video. So if you haven't had a chance to go look at it, please do.
Like the levels of stylistic suck here are amazing. This is
Yes.
really well done.
yes. I personally die laughing every time there's a really long pause.
Right?
See, what always gets me is when our vampire gets cut off.
Like the artifacting all throughout. It's so great.
It's so great.
No, the camera's over there. Look over there.
It reminds me of that old Jack Thompson video.
Oh yeah, we use that as inspiration.
Happy birthday, Vivi.
Yes, happy birthday, Vivi.
Happy
Turned
birthday.
32
Happy birthday,
yesterday. Old man. But glad you could make it to the show. We appreciate it. All right, so when is that happening, guys?
That is
Friday, October 13th.
So mark
Friday
that
the
on your
13th of
calendars. Are you going to be live streaming that on your Twitch?
Yes, we
yes. We're going to have to talk to Wander Sabaku about how we're going to be able to do that and not have it look like absolute trash, because we would like people to be able to enjoy it. But, maybe if you really want to see it, prioritize getting a character on Balbung first. Because then you can't be beset by stream difficulties.
Yeah, basically think of it like watching Phoenix Wright in FF14.
That's an RP.
God, I just came a little.
Oh boy.
Also, if we're understanding the situation correctly, it's going to take a long time. It will be a very long trial. So, that'll be a thing.
Please look forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be great.
And that's
We've screwed a lot lot of people.
but that
so-
that's at twitch.tv/ the Crucible
The
XIV.
Crucible
FFXIV.
FFXIV.
FFXIV. Got it. So that's
And hey, we recently became affiliates with Twitch. So if you
Hooray,
would like to
congratulations.
subscribe to us, you should instead subscribe to Phoenix Down Radio, because they're the reason you're hearing this video. So, I mean,
But if you got good taste, you can come to us.
Or you can subscribe to Phoenix Down with with Amazon Prime, and then go subscribe to the Crucible with real monies.
or either way, you can subscribe however you want. I will just plug this really quick. It is September with Twitch. All purchased subs for the first month are half price.
yes.
So if you don't happen to have Twitch Prime, you can always sub to your favorite channel for as low as $2.50 now.
I mean, it's Web 2.0, Internet of Things, blah, blah, blah. Just subscribe to some things and give money to someone and it'll work out.
Yeah, as long as it's that something ends in Phoenix Down Radio, will be great. No, I'm kidding. We appreciate everybody who shows up. So
I'm already subbed to Master Radio. You can't sell it to me, Flatus.
Damn,
Ouch.
Flatus is stealing all of our thunder.
ouch.
I think we need to ban Flatus from the chat. He's being too disruptive.
Yeah, I think that Maelstrom Radio. I think they're just jealous, that they're being put on you guys are on a good show now.
Oh. Oh.
Whoa.
Shots fired.
Well, you guys are definitely reining us in a lot better than Flatus did so far.
To be fair, Flatus wasn't even trying.
Flatus really
Yeah.
wasn't trying
No.
to rein us in.
Flatus is trying to rile us up, not rein us in.
Yeah,
Flatus is directly responsible for a lot of things that happened yesterday.
Flatus causes lots of trouble.
But we love him.
He tried to do that on the live show at Vegas. Did you guys catch that?
No.
I did not catch that.
He was drinking a giant Eiffel Tower,
I wanted to get one of those Eiffel Towers.
and he was just he was a little drunk, and he was
Also,
Really?
I.
well.
I
I
mean,
was just saying, most of you were a little bit drunk. I was the
yeah,
only
most of
sober
us
one.
had a little bit of alcohol in us.
I think
at
I'm the
least.
only one who didn't.
I don't
I-
drink, though.
Well, but In my defense, I was kind of drunk on lack of sleep.
Oh, no, I wasn't drunk, but that was
Most of us
mostly because I was
were,
like,
honestly.
if I was drunk, I couldn't read the lore book.
True.
Not actually true, but...
But Brohamut, I don't know if you remember, but during that time frame from when FanFest started to when the Primals concert ended and the show ended, I did not sleep at all. I was up the entire night before in line for merch.
Yeah.
We were one of those dumb people that camped at the front of the line overnight.
Yep.
You were one of those dumb people who camped at the front of the line overnight.
Sayrr had the room to himself.
Yeah,
I had a nice sleep.
I couldn't do that just for the fact that I paid money for the...
Yeah, I paid like nearly 800, 900 quid to fly to America. I'm sleeping in my room.
We tried to get Chille to join us, but he was like, I'm sleeping. But no, it was...
And yet we still didn't get a lore book.
But we did get our order in on the way home, so...
Yes. Yes, we did.
But that would have
bagels.
happened with sleep.
Fuck off, Lattice.
All right, moving on. So, other than having the fine gentleman at the Crucible, and I use that term loosely, join us to plug their upcoming live stream of their trial, I also wanted to have them on for a while.
The Crucible.
Yeah.
Check them at twitch.tv/Crucible.
FFXIV. I wanted to have them on because they are content creators of a different kind. Most of our guests have been other podcasters or other streamers, but we really haven't had anybody on who does the written word or mainly just websites. We've talked about the last episode we talked about people like Ethis, and we talked about Larry Czar and Denmo who create those wonderful videos. We talked about Gather Together, She Heals I Tank, Musecast, and Maelstrom Radio about the great podcasts that they create. But like I said, we haven't had anybody come on to talk about the websites and the magazines and that type of content. So I'm really actually happy to have these two here to kind of tell us about what they do with the Crucible. Why don't you tell us about how the idea came about? And I know you said you started around FanFest, but when did the creation process really begin for you guys?
Late August last year, actually. The whole start of this really is we are like super in over our heads in RP, just in general. I play a shitload of tabletop games, and I have 24 characters on Balmung that are all RP characters. Brohamut here.
I didn't even know it would even let you make that many.
He has many accounts.
If you buy multiple accounts, it does.
That would be 3 accounts.
That would be 3 accounts, yes.
3 subs.
Klaus put in a question about life choices.
And Brohamut has 8 now, including some of the Crucible staffers. And so what ended up happening, what started the whole thing, was I wanted to make characters as a challenge to myself as a writer. I wanted to make characters from each of the major cities that fit the lore of the cities, like the cities, and I can play the character. I can empathize with the character enough that I'm able to play them. I failed at doing that with Ishgard 3 times because I felt like it was a deep hole in my ability to appreciate the lore that I could not play a Ishgardian character and not just despise them and go completely off the rails with the character. But no, it's not me that's wrong. It's Ishgard. But I managed to get a Jordanian character. I had so many Alamegans and Limsons already, but I finally decided like what I was going to do with an Ul'Dan character, because that was going to be really hard. I personally don't like a lot of things about Ul'Dan.
Does anybody?
I love Ul'Dan.
I
It's
like
my favorite
Ul'Dan.
town.
You just like the brothels and the easy
Hey, don't
alcohol.
judge us. Don't judge us.
And the
If you
easy
go on
Yeah,
Valmont,
yeah.
there's like 30 just in the goblet.
I'm an adult.
I think one of the 1.0 goldsmithing leaves had you creating stuff that was going to be used for genital piercings.
What?
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we ended up making... I ended up coming with the idea to make a specific character that later became Ebony Way. But Brohamut and I had a lot of ideas for what... Because we were bouncing ideas off each other, like, well, the character would be this, the character would be that. And it got to the point where it's like, we both really, really want to play this character. let's just make a pair of twins. Because there were different aspects of the character we care about more. So we just split the one character into two and then made this whole crazy lore around the characters. And then it was basically like, okay, well, you know, we could have them do something really dumb. Because like they're joke characters. Their names are fucking Ebony Way and Terra Way because of My Immortal. If you go through every single name tied to the Crucible, every single one of them is a joke reference somehow. Starting from the very top. So we ended up deciding. I had a very inspiring September. Let's put it that way. So I ended up writing. Like, I came up with the idea. Let's do a tabloid. Like, we could do a tabloid. You know, we already write RP posts on Tumblr and shit. Like, we already write drabbles and short stories and like all this kind of like character analysis posts, things about the story, things about the plot. So like, why not just make a tabloid? That's something we could do. That's something no one else is doing, right?
True.
And so like we think we wrote what, like 30 drafts, like 30 completed articles when we were trying to figure out our stride, trying to figure out what we were going to do. Yeah. Most of those never got posted and never will be posted because they were very bad. But we had enough of a standpoint that we were like, okay, we have these ideas, we can do this, we can do that. And we found Leah Leato, I think that's how you pronounce her name.
I always thought it was Laya.
Laya?
That's what I'd say.
She's the artist who's been doing our covers since day one. We had seen her a while before that, and like we so want her on board with this to make these covers. And so while she's not official staff, she has been making us covers every single month since then. And her prices are quite reasonable, and we highly recommend going to her if that's something you're into. But yeah, so that's how we started out with that. And so I had the idea, let's just print out like 250 copies of the cover and hand them out as flyers at FanFest. Because that's a hell of a way to promote, you know, because we want people to read that shit. We're over here, we're used to getting like maybe 3-4 notes when we put a day into posting a fucking story, and like it was just really discouraging. But then with the Crucible, we start getting like out the gate we were getting over 10 notes, and now we have articles that have over 300 or 400. Like, it's great, it's awesome, it's wonderful. So yeah, that's how we got started.
Very cool.
I tried to link our cover artist in the chat, but I forgot about purging.
Yeah, apologies on that. Yeah, it's one of those things where bots. We got to protect all those, you know, bad links. So
nah, that's fine. Bots are bots.
Bots are bots. So if you want to tell me what that is, we can post it. Or if you can put it in Discord, or put it in the show notes. I can get it out there too. So.
Okay.
Let me check.
I can post it in the show notes.
All right. So creating a publication like the Crucible, it's a much different proposition than, you know, your normal streaming or making a podcast. What all do you guys do to create an issue?
We put in a lot of effort, but it's not like we have had people ask us similar things in the past, and I think no one. How can I put this? I think people think that the effort goes in directions that it doesn't, because so much of the work that goes into this is like I follow every single Final Fantasy XIV related Tumblr blog I possibly can, so we can do all the research we can. We do our very best to get tied in with the community. Brohamut listens to damn near every Final Fantasy XIV podcast, which is extremely impressive because there's almost more airtime of Final Fantasy XIV podcasts on a weekly basis than there is time in a week.
Sometimes you wonder. I mean, there are a lot of them out there.
There are a lot. So we really do our very best to be plugged into the community. And then the process of making an article tends to come down to we'll be on mic, because we're on mic basically every day with each other because we are quite good friends. And we'll be like playing video games or just talking shit. And then out will come, hey, thing. That'd be a great Crucible article. That's always something really dumb or something really ridiculous. You have any good examples of that you want to share, Brohamut?
Stuff that's come up in the past.
Stuff that's come up in conversation is like, that's got to be a Crucible article.
I'm pretty sure the Great Garlean Conspiracy was one of those.
Right, yeah. The Great Garlean Conspiracy was an article we wrote that was about how Garlemald does not actually exist. It is a hoax perpetuated by Merylwib so that she can cover up her war and raiding of innocent merchants.
Huh.
And you can tell because the Garlean colors are black and red, and the Maelstrom is black and red, and that's how bad these idiots are at covering their tracks.
They just reversed it, huh?
My favorite part of that article is we completely ignored that it ever happened in character the next month.
Sounds about right.
I had for like months wanted to make a featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series joke. And when Red Mage came out and I found out that Red Mage literally just has the Stinger attack from Devil May Cry, I was like, we have to do that. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we have to do that. And so for that month, we actually had a really stupid thing going where every single...
Oh, I love that gag.
Every single article we posted that month, somewhere in at least one of the screenshots in that article is Dante.
That's amazing.
Yes. Culminating in the final article of the month, which was about Dante and our
And we
explanation.
had another Dante.
We had another
Dante.
We had a Dante photobombing Dante.
Dude, I heard you like Dante's.
Exactly.
Oh.
But
And
yeah,
sometimes we'll just have like a really stupid idea of a phrase. Like, we once wrote an article about Aethero chemtrails.
yes.
Ooh.
Hey, those are dangerous.
Yes.
They're
And
turning the Paragos gay.
That's kind of amazing.
a few months ago, we actually started posting what we call breaking articles too, because we have a schedule where we post articles every Monday and Friday.
Okay.
But breaking articles are when something like really big has just happened and like there's not time to wait or to interrupt our schedule. And so we'll just start an article with the title "Breaking" and da-da-da. And the very first one of those was the article talking about back when you remember when the servers kept going down and then it came out that it was because people were phishing. So we wrote an article about how what was actually going on and why everyone kept feeling like there were large expanses of time missing all across the realm is that some idiot in Limsa Laminsa fished up the world fish. So yeah, that's the process. The process is we're assholes. We talk shit. Sometimes we predict things that are coming in the story.
Vampires.
For some 3.6 spoilers, we technically did call that when we were talking mad shit as we were playing through on mic. We did call that the Griffin kills Ilbert. That is true.
You're technically not wrong.
We're technically not wrong. And that's the best kind of not wrong.
Aww.
Yeah, that's how we do.
Oh, poor mister.
The Crucible yelled at them for sitting in a chair. How dare you?
I didn't yell at you for sitting. Oh, don't sit on Ebony's throne, you piece of shit.
So there you did it again.
Fucking Contos.
What the fuck?
In our office, like we have an apartment in Balmung that we use as our in-character office, and Ebony has a throne at the very top of the office.
Because
and
of course she
Contos likes
does.
to fuck with us by sitting in the throne when we're not there.
You can't sit on the throne, Flatus. You're not on Balmung. Get good. I would also like to throw out that the Crystal Chronicle are thugs and are not to be trusted.
You seem like a disinterested third party.
You seem trustworthy enough.
We are trustworthy. We are objective. We are Eorzea's most reputable news source since the Second Astral Era.
Those sound
See,
like
this-
facts to me and words. I have to accept them.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
If it's written, it must be true.
And you're here to make Eorzea great again?
You know, funny story about that. We're followed on Twitter by a Twitter account called Donald Trump FFXIV. That is someone who just makes parody tweets of Donald Trump tweets in the context of Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh dear.
And he follows us and likes a lot of our tweets and interacts with our tweets. And it's really, really uncomfortable. because it means we're doing our job right, and also that we shouldn't be doing it.
And also that you're a bunch of assholes.
We are a bunch
All
of
I want to
assholes.
say is, Adam,
We
we got to rebuild that wall.
We did write an article about how a Limson madman, whose Rogan name translates to, what was it, Brohamut? I believe it was
small sausage enraged man.
Yes.
You know, I can actually pull that one up now if you guys are going to read an article.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's the thing that could that could happen.
Okay.
Pino, yeah, we saw a row with the name Donald Trump on Balmung as well, and that is who we were making fun of.
All right, so I found it. So this article is called "Orange Madman Proposes Lominson Wall." Recently in Lominsa, there have been reports of an orange Rogadin man with hands like a Lalafell shouting at the populace and petitioning the Yellow Jackets to build a wall around the city of Lominsa. Yellow Jackets say the man is but a nuisance and should not be taken seriously, though no reports thus far indicate him being a drunkard. The man goes by the alias of Donald Trump, but the Crucible has uncovered his true name, Clinworst E. Bulgman, which translates roughly to small-sausaged enraged man. Truly a cruel name given to him by his parents. It's no wonder that he is taken to screaming in the streets in an effort to be heard. No formal petitions to Admiral Bloflishman have been made, nor does the man seem to be having an effect. Nor does the man seem to be a pirate of any kind. So there seems no way for him to affect change of any kind. Even if his proposals made any sense, he's gone on record saying that Limson needs to build a wall to stay safe, and we'll make the Sahagin pay for it. We at the Crucible tracked E. Bulgman down to Idleshire, where he was admiring the Illuminati craftsmanship of the mechanical menace known as Alexander to gain inspiration for his wall. When asked for specifics on how the wall would work, or how a non-Lominsan citizen would make such a thing happen, he spewed strings of words that made no sense when put together and seemed to even make up new ones the longer he went on. All that we could piece together is that this man has no small amount of money, he doesn't know how to use it, and that he seems to fancy himself some sort of conqueror of the Sahagin. Even then, his words sometimes didn't match his previous thoughts. It's as if he had said these things before and was simply substantiating the Sahagin in for something else. Perhaps to prey on the Limmen. We here at the Crucible have long known that Lominsa is where civilized politics go to die, yet the extent of their ineptitude was not truly known to us up until now. And so, to our dear readers, we urge you to remember how good you have it in Ulda under the care of the Sultana and the Syndicate.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because you can also trust a whole bunch of shady potatoes, huh?
Listen, the Syndicate. First off, the Syndicate is not entirely Lalafell. That is incredibly racist.
That was also a racial slur right there.
Oh yes, how horrible! How horrible! How dreadful!
Oh, no.
I feel that the Crucible is being oppressed, and that it's to be expected because we're in this Gridanian building. How dare they?
Oh no!
They're suppressing the free speech that they're giving us.
Anyway, moving on.
I can help you file a suit against Klaus. I've kind of been looking for something to do that'll piss him off because I'm bored.
So
And I will
coming
pay for
up in November, the Crucible versus Klaus Nightbringer. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh my god!
I'm not saying I can guarantee you a huge cash payout, but I can guarantee you a huge cash payout.
It's okay. What I'll do is I'll bring one of those.
Make sure you join the link pearl called 877 Cash Now.
I was waiting for someone to bring that.
Anyway, moving on. This one a question I just thought of here shortly a little bit ago. I know there's a couple of other groups that are doing, internet publications, kind of like a magazine or a newspaper about Final Fantasy. And have you guys ever thought of taking some of your articles and actually making them into an actual paper tabloid?
Oh, that is actually that is something that we aim to bring in enough money by the next FanFest to be able to do that and have those
Basically,
to be able to give out at FanFest.
we basically have a shitload of really, really, really awesome plans that we want to capitalize on the next FanFest. Like things like interviewing people at the con with like an actual microphone recording setup, wearing costumes / uniforms, handing out printed copies of the publication. And it really just comes down to how much money we have just from our personal pockets and from however the crowdfunding, the Patreon, the Twitch go.
Yep.
But if we have the money, yes, absolutely.
So that's
Well,
absolutely.
And I want funding next year.
Because we saw the Moogle Post, they were able to do that at EU FanFest this past year, and we were just like, "Oh crap! Hey man, you should teach us how you did that because we totally want to do that ourselves next time."
We definitely do. We really like the Moogle Post because they're us, but good. And but like I think what I'm really proud of about us, if I can talk about how great we are, is there's a lot of other publications in the community. You have the Crystal Chronicle that we have a friendly rivalry with, even though we're better than them in every way. You have the Moogle Post, who are just phenomenal. I forget the third one. What's the third one, Brohamut? Because there's another Tailfeather. The Tailfeather. No shade meant at them. Like all these people, their organization and the content they put out is a lot fancier and better put together than ours. Like, I mean, obviously the Moogle Post makes an actual magazine, and the Crystal Chronicle posts in a format of being like a newspaper, and they post on a weekly basis, and they post an actual paper, and they do like real journalism in game. Like I've looked through their stuff before. They have actual like stringent rules for their writers. Like you must do this and this and this and this. It's an actual journalism thing. But like they all have huge staffs. Like Moogle Post is what, 20, 30, 40 people? I know
number of people.
Moogle Post is basically all of Adamantoys.
Dude, yeah. And Crystal Chronicle
minus She-Hill tank.
And Crystal Chronicle has a staff of at least 30 people. And with the Crucible, it's Brohamut and I, our fantastic intern who only goes by Thancred, and
the cover artist.
Freelancers. Like Leah is not technically on staff. She specifically did not want to be brought on as permanent staff. And I mean, that's fair. We'll respect her wishes. But like we consider her basically a part of the team. And we hire...
We would not be where we are without her, because it is because of those covers that we stood out so much and people actually took an interest in us in the first place.
Yeah, those
they
covers
are pretty
fantastic.
amazing.
Absolutely.
She is a genius.
She gets our sense of humor so well, except for when I say something like, "Oh yeah, this features a big Naruto joke." She's like, "I've never watched Naruto, you fucking weeaboo."
I haven't either, you fucking weeaboo, and I play the weeaboo.
Believe it.
All right, Nekonyan.
But yeah, like that's our staff. It's the two of us, Thancred the intern, who Thancred does fantastic work for us, but doesn't actually write articles. Just handles so much other things that are just great quality of life assistance. Laya makes the covers. We hire artists every month to make comics for us.
I love the comics we put out. We have one of our best planned for next month. Please look forward to it.
It will be our best.
Oh, that's actually really cool. I love hearing about how you guys got started and some of the plans you have. One thing that we're always constantly being asked about, though, while we had you guys on, is what are your thoughts on the whole hierarchy over in Ishgard?
Oh God! Why? Why did you do this?
I just want to say, why did I get 90K'd?
Your hate was so strong that it disconnected you.
What's going on?
I'm hearing my audio loop. Oh shit, everything's going to hell. Am I just losing my fucking mind because people fucking brought up Ishgard? Is that actually what's going on?
That raw surge of emotion rippled through the internet.
He's having a hard time containing himself because he loves Estinien so much.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Do you?
He's mad they didn't get that dinner that he got with Emmerich. He wanted that same thing with
Fuck
Estinien.
you too!
He's very sad because Estinien and Ishgard didn't end up together at the end.
Alright,
You know what?
alright.
I'm glad I didn't get a meal with
did it
Estinien
on
just so I
Gather
can
Together.
poison him.
I fucking did this shit on Gather Together. I did it on Master Radio last night. Clearly, it's not fucking enough for you, goddamn people. So let's do it. Let's do it again. Fuck not.
Don't worry, man. I will back you up on any Estinien hate. He is a...
Yeah. Estinien is the worst character in the Final Fantasy series, one of the worst characters in all of video games, and
He
what
is the
makes him
worst.
so fucking bad is that on top of everything the fuck else wrong with him, the game wants so badly for you to love Estinien.
Holy shit, he did actually 90k.
Yep.
I was hearing audio feedback and shit. Like, I was so confused about what had happened. Don't worry, I'm logged back in.
Your rage took physical form.
Wow.
Apparently.
That is amazing.
Good.
We've captured his hatred.
No,
we can
no,
sell
we
it as a
haven't.
product.
We think we have. It is going to turn on us and destroy us. Just
Yeah,
keep
we're all gonna
listening.
die. Nice knowing you guys. Thanks for stopping
Great.
by.
Who the fuck are you, Kane? Who the fuck are you? Are you showing up to our fucking streams or some bullshit? Are you someone I don't know? Have you just been like watching through our fucking archives, listening to fucking Gather Together and shit? Are you stalking my Estinien hate? Because I've seen you fucking talking in this chat this whole time, and I've held it back until now, you piece of shit. Fuck you.
So, back to telling us about your feelings towards Ishgard.
Oh.
Careful, he's
I don't
gonna
think I
90k
have time on the
again.
podcast for this.
Deep breath.
Try not to spit
Goose
directly into the
Fraba.
microphone.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I have a pop filter.
Excellent.
I don't know if it can contain all of that vitriol.
Concentrated spirits and salt.
So what I did last night on Maelstrom Radio is I challenged the chat, and you have about 19 people in chat now, right now, and I'm going to do it again. I'm challenging the chat. Give me something, anything that's good about Ishgard while I go off on this, because I would love to hear if you have anything you can say
Hilda.
about Ishgard that's actually good, okay? Because I heard all the arguments yesterday, and all of them I debunked because I know so much about Ishgard because I hate Ishgard. I hate it so much, and I have had to do the fucking story of this game all the way to Stormblood like 8 or 9 times now. I had to go through
jump
Heaven's Word
potions.
so many times. All right, Yumizu. Also, I have 24 characters. I can't buy that many jump potions.
You have 3
all right.
accounts.
Yeah, I know. As I said, I can't buy that many jump potions.
Let the man rant.
Also, I did all of this before Stormblood anyway. Yuamizu, you say that Hilda and Emmerich are good. Let's deconstruct that real quick. Hilda is trash. Hilda is absolute garbage because of what the game does with her. Hilda herself could have been good, and the fact that she is not is entirely why Ishgard sucks. Because Hilda is she could have been good, okay? She's nice, she's cool, she has a good design. Like, she's so cool, haha. But the game constantly shits on her. I want you to tell me, Flatus, you're in the chat freaking out. Oh, Hilda's so sweet. What does Hilda accomplish? What does Hilda accomplish in the story? Let's hear something Hilda accomplishes. And then when you say whatever you're going to say, think real quick. Does she accomplish that, or does someone else accomplish it for her? And I'm including the Machinist quest line because I'm not going to give you outright spoilers. Let's just say the 60 to 70 quest line is called Let's All Line Up and Shit on Hilda. I'm just telling you, if you want to portray the difference between the lowborn and highborn in Ishgard, and you want us to like feel anything but absolute hate for the city, maybe don't try to portray it like, well, I mean, the peasantry who are starving to death and have been shit on for 1,000 years and are literally dying to, like, freezing to death in the streets while the highborns are having feasts. I mean, they're problematic too. The Machinist storyline 60 to 70 tries to make you think that Hilda is on even ground, like she's just as bad and just as wrong as the noble that is basically constantly going, haha, you're a bastard, haha, you're worthless.
We're just saying that all lives matter.
Fuck off. I know. That's exactly what they're doing. And they need to fuck off with that. All right, so Hilda, she's shown to be a bastard. She's a lowborn. She's treated like absolute shit by the narrative. She's treated like absolute shit by everyone in the story. She gets no benefits. She gets nothing she's allowed to do. And you have one scene in all of Heavensward, one thing that happens that is at all possible for there to be a chance for the lowborns to do anything, right? Because I've heard the argument, like, well, she started a militia, right? Like, that's a thing. That militia accomplished shit. Where were they when Nidhogg showed up? You see anyone with guns on that bridge? No, you didn't, because all you saw were shitty dragoons that suck and died en masse, and the only one on that bridge, that didn't get rocked is the Garlean. She didn't fucking train to kill dragons from age 4, and yet somehow she's doing it. How the fuck did she manage that? Maybe it's because if you're not Ishgardian, you can be competent at things.
Wait. You said sucky dragoons and then said they were all dead. Surely they were good dragoons then.
No. A good dragoon is not in the party.
Oh my god.
The good dragoon switched to being a ninja so they could be useful.
Ouch.
I am not drunk, Zero. I am not drunk. I don't drink.
Guys, speaking of getting drunk again.
I'm going to read a quote from Kane Thorbreaker in the chat. Quote, it's great that Ishgard, that you... I'm not quoting him because I don't want anyone to be able to sound clip this and make it sound like I'm actually saying there's a good thing about Ishgard. He's of the opinion that killing Thordan means Ishgard's good. No, killing Thordan does not mean Ishgard's good. For the same reason that killing Gaius Van Belzar does not mean that Garlemald's good. Sorry. I don't think that I don't think occupied Alamigo is redeemed by the fact that you get to kill Xenos. I don't think that makes up for all of the horrible fucking things that went down, like the mustard gas, the slavery, the genocide. I don't know, man. I don't think that killing Xenos made that go away.
Wait, was there mustard gas?
Yeah, there was mustard gas. Yes.
It's one of the
Gaius Van Belzar was like, yo, maybe we shouldn't do that. Fucking Gaius Van Belzar, the villain, was like, man, that's kind of fucked up.
Come on, dude. We've been saying since 2.0 Gaius was right.
Gaius was not right. Do you look at Alamigo? Look at Stormblood. That shit, that was Gaius. Was Gaius really right? Think about that while I continue. Ishgard shouldn't Okay. All right, Flatus. They make a point that Ishgard isn't instantly changed. No, Ishgard won't change. Any realistic writing, Ishgard will not change. That's 1,000 years. They have been at a war they started for 1,000 years. Let's think about this for a sec, all right? Let's think about this. Let's say, for the sake of argument, let's try to turn on our empathy, right? Maybe do that thing that makes us human and not beasts. Let's turn on our empathy and let's think. Let's say you are a elder dragon. You're one of those the 6 children of fucking Midgardstormer, right? Yeah. There's 6 of you. Also, fuck you, Flatus. The war being over doesn't fix shit.
Correction, there were 6.
Yeah, there's 6 of you. We're starting early in the timeline, moving forward, right?
Gotcha.
So there's 6 of you, and we're going to pretend that you're Nidhogg. Because we're going to look at it from Nidhogg's point of view. Because everyone talks about how Nidhogg is this irredeemable asshole bastard, and oh, Nidhogg's so bad, Nidhogg's the villain. Nidhogg was right. So let's look back. You have 5 siblings and a dad, and for all we've seen in the game, Midgardstormer doesn't really do shit. He kind of just he sat there in the lake and he waited there, and he's like, my deal with the god of the planet is I guard this lake. This is my spot. I make sure nothing fucks with this, and that's it. And that's why he died killing the Agrias, which is super metal, by the way, and awesome because dragons are awesome. So you have 5 other siblings. Bahamut, dead, killed by men. Tiamat, gone, probably dead. You would assume she was dead. She's actually locked up in an Allagan torture machine for all time, which, yeah, Worse than dead.
She's actively choosing to stay in it, though.
Yeah, but that does not factor into Nidhogg's viewpoint, is what I'm trying to say. Rattata, because remember, we're empathizing with Nidhogg here. We want to see things from his shoes. We want to think about this. If we're Nidhogg, are we making a reasonable decision? Are we making the right decision? Are we morally correct in what we're doing? The answer is yes. So, Ratatosker, right? You have another sibling. Ratatosker. Ratatosker tried to be friends with hip mortals. Dead! So now you have 2 siblings left. Okay? You have a sister, and you have your brother. And that's it. Because we already established your dad ain't doing shit. He fucked off elsewhere. And the only beings in existence, the only things that live as long as you and can possibly comprehend what it is to live like you, what it is to share your experiences, are your siblings. You can make a case that like maybe their direct children could, but aside from that, there's very few creatures on the entire planet that they could really empathize with, that they could really relate to. Like, it's established over and over and over in the lore that for a dragon, any dragon, even like the little baby dragons, the lifetime of a person is nothing. Like, it's so fleeting that that it's a struggle for them to fucking give a shit. Even when they try so hard, but it's like, why should I care about you? You're going to be gone before next week, from my perspective, right? So you only have very few things on this planet, and you're not going to get any more that you can relate to, because that's how shit be. So you have your 2 siblings, and you're like, nah, fuck those mortals, man. I don't trust them. They're all assholes. They're treacherous pieces of shit. There were 6 of us. Now there's 3 of us. Fuck those people. But then your brother vores some chick. Like, all right, fine, I guess because he hoards some, whatever. I don't fucking, fine. They're not attacking us. Fine, whatever. This is a terrible idea, but fuck it, right? So you deal with it. You don't like these mortals. You don't trust them. But like, your bro's like, no, it's cool, man, it's cool. You're like, fine, whatever. They're not actively fighting us, so like, I don't really give a shit. And then they murder your sister and take her eyes. Why? That's something no one asked, by the way. That's something that I have never heard anyone ask other than myself. Why do you kill the dragon and take the dragon eyes? Is it power?
It's where their power is.
Yeah, that's where their power is, right? I have a question for you. We've seen what a dragon can really do. And I think it's fair to say that dragons, as a dragon, are a lot more powerful than anything you could do with the eyes. I think that's fair to say that we've seen that demonstrated.
Not quite. The eyes are actually where a lot of their power is at. You take away in Nidhogg's eyes, he had no power. He had to get one of the eyes from Hraelsfagar in order to even maintain any type of semblance of power.
But my point is, that's not what I'm saying. My point is that a dragon with eyes is more powerful than dragon eyes.
Oh,
that's
okay. You're starting to say is
you see my
them.
Point. You see that having a dragon as your ally, like maybe an entire fucking race of dragons.
Yeah, they
maybe
wanted the power
all
for
the dragons that remain in the fucking world. Having them as your ally, like not just like we're cool, we're not at war. Allies. You're living among them. You're friends. You share the same space. If something fucks with you, they will protect you. Why do you need that power? What does it give you? What the fuck does it give you? Oh, we got dragon eyes. So? Why? You started a war with the most powerful fucking beings in existence. Why?
But we're not around yet.
No one in the plot addressed that.
Those dragon eyes.
No one in the plot addresses that. It's because, and I'll tell you why. I know the answer. The answer is because Ishgard can trace their line all the way back to that moment, and they have always been fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
What are Ishgardian traits? Racism, isolationism, blind religion to the point of killing children because, fuck it, someone who claims they're an inquisitor said so. We'll get to that fucking point. And fuck dragons. And be stupid.
Can I say something? They're actually secretly weebs and they think the dragon eyes work like Dragon Balls.
Oh my god.
So they
already can just summon the dragon anyway. He's right there. Fucking go over to the fucking Keeper of the Lake. Go say hi to Midgardstormer. He's right there.
Make their wish come true.
Oh my god.
Gotta collect them dragon eyes.
So we're talking from Nidhogg's perspective again. Like, come on, let's be honest, let's be fair, let's give Nidhogg a chance, right? Let's think about what he has to say, because no one in the fucking story did. So his sister is now dead, violently, horribly murdered, betrayed by the people that you personally never trusted. You never wanted to trust them. You were never on board with this, but you only agreed to because of your brother. And it specifies it's Hraesvelgr specifically behind that being an alliance, behind that happening, behind that being a piece that occurs. So then Nidhogg goes, fuck these mortals, fuck them, I'm gonna go kill them because they killed my fucking sister, and now all I have left in this world is my brother, and that's it. So you live an extremely long, lonely fucking existence, because imagine that you live on Earth and the only things on the entire planet are you, your 2 siblings, and ants. And that's it. That's everything. And sometimes the ants like build little mounds, and they're kind of like they are a thing that exists, but they're not interesting. There's no point to communicating with them. Who gives a shit? They're ants. And now the ants all got together after you signed a treaty with them. We're like, all right, I'll let you fuckers live. Who cares? And they killed your sister, and now it's just you and your brother, and that's it. That's all you have. That's all you fucking have. So they just killed your sister. You go to get revenge because, let's be honest with ourselves, of course you fucking do. What are you going to do? Let them start killing your children now, too? No, you're going to go fucking take those bastards down and stop this shit before it starts spiraling out of control. Oh, wait, now they took your eyes, too. So you have to go back to your brother. You go back to your brother, and you're like, bro, I'm dying. I'm the only thing left on this world that you have. You will be alone if I die, and I don't want that for you. I don't want you to suffer that way, and I fucking hate those sons of bitches. Those motherfuckers took my eyes. They killed our sister. I'm dying. I just want to destroy them. I just want them to feel what this feels like. I just want them to know what this feels like. And Hraesvelgr gives him an eye. They're wrong. They're the villains. What? What? Compassion? Saving your fucking people? Saving your species? Because you think that the Ishgardians were going to fucking stop with those dragon eyes if Nidhogg didn't start murdering them? Right? You think that was going to happen? You think that was going to stop? You think they were going to
for more of them dragon eyes. They got that dragon eye addiction.
They were gonna come straight for Hraesvelgr, and then they were gonna go for all the other dragons that they could get until there were no dragons left. No one talks about that. No, it's Nidhogg who's wrong. It's Nidhogg who's wrong because he continues fighting back.
But there's still good Ishgardians like Harshaphon.
No, there are no good Ishgardians. The only air quote good Ishgardians are side characters that have no bearing on the plot. And I'm specifically referring to Jandalo, the aesthetician, the guy that I don't even remember his name. The guy that gives you the noble dance, the ball dance in Ul'dah, and the inspector from the Hildebrand questline, and that's it. Those are the only good Guardians that are not, at the very best, worthless.
Hell, the only good scion is Tataru.
We're gonna have that discussion later. If it has to be off this podcast, we will have that discussion later. All right,
we shall, because you're not.
All right.
Fuck Ishgard. Hey, Flatus, I'm blaming all of Ishgard because you know what they did? They fucking banded together and said our entire civilization needs to be genocide. You know what? That's what I'm fucking going with. That is what I'm going with. They are entirely built around genocide and enacting genocide and killing anyone who opposes enacting genocide. And fucking, you must obey evil Pope. Oh, it wasn't them? It wasn't all of them. All right, Flatus. All right, Flatus. Samal cakes. You know what a fucking Samal cake is? Have you read the description on that? That's a traditional Ishgardian dessert. Do you know why it's called a fucking Samal cake? Because it looks like the mountain of Samal, which is sacred to dragons, and they make it look like that because, fuck dragons, we're gonna eat their fucking special mountain. Fuck you, we're eating it. That is how low their civilization has sunk. That's the bar they've reached. Their desserts, their food is about genocide. Their architecture.
I have to imagine it would be as if there was some type of popular dessert that was like, here's a little candy mosque, now chow down.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
If you want to fight Flatus, fight him on his own show.
All right.
I'll fight him on his own show.
Let's.
My point is, all of Ishgard's culture is built around killing dragons, and that's literally all they have. If you go through Ishgard and look at all the statues, do you know why those people are saints? Because they either killed dragons, or if they're women, they did their job and were shut up like a good Ishgardian woman is supposed to do, and just did whatever the gods supposedly told them or a man told them. Go through, read up on all of those statues, read through the lore book. Tell me I'm wrong. Come back at me later and tell me I'm wrong.
I mean,
fucking dare you.
As someone who's been listening to this impassioned rant, he actually makes some really good points, and the material backs him up.
Oh, yeah, it's almost like I know what I'm talking about.
No, it's kind of been a thing of beauty. I've been loving this entire thing.
Good.
I agree.
Well, I've let it go on. But moving on.
Really well argued. Like, yes. Applause. You get applause for that. That was good.
Getting that from Seyrr is amazing, so.
I had to go subscribe to your channel because of how good it was.
All right.
So, can I just, like...
This, though. That's all I gotta say.
Like, should I just give you some rumors about someone, or how does this work?
Can I just say one more quick thing? Like, it will actually be quick.
Okay.
30 seconds.
Quick. Okay.
Timing you.
Flatus is saying that it's the past and it's the before now, but you can't change a civilization that's been doing a thing for 1,000 years, and the only circumstance under which I would have forgiven him if it was only like a couple generations, but because it's 1,000 years and it's their entire history, it's bullshit. There we go. That's all I had to say.
It's really like, I'll back up. It is really hard to root that out of the culture without it becoming an entirely new culture. And at that point,
Correct.
Is that really Ishgard?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pat, yeah, the Ishgard of old were a bunch of assholes. What they did, terrible. With that being said,
by of old you mean 2 weeks ago. Yes, I agree with you.
Before we went in and killed and did the stuff.
They totally have Parliament now.
Oh yeah, they were all great after we killed the evil Pope. Like that guy that tried to throw a child off a building. That guy, super great. Or the ones that were setting fires to buildings, like starting arsons in Stormblood, mind. If you read the Machinist Guild quest line. Or the ones that are trying to kill the Lowborns still. Ishgard, great. All the flaws are gone. Everything is fixed.
Yes.
You'd like Suikoden 2 if you haven't played it.
Oh, Luca Blight is the best.
and I mean, it's the same kind of problem of like, wait, we killed like the big evil guy. What do you mean all the problems aren't solved?
Yeah.
This isn't how I expected this show to go off.
I didn't expect this, but I'm loving it.
I knew exactly what was going to happen, and it's great.
You were warned in advance.
All right. That was amazing. I really want to thank you guys for coming on and joining us, telling us about what you've been doing. I'm sorry I goaded you into that rant, but
I'm not.
No, I know. The chat wouldn't have let it go by if we didn't have you bring that up again. So you do explain it beautifully, if not very angrily. We're gonna call you the angry Ishgardian nerd.
Don't.
Would you like me to punch him the next time I see him?
Or you can call him Vor Guy. He likes that.
Poor guy sounds fair.
So much.
I'm sorry, Pappy.
All right.
Shit pit.
I'm already in the shit pit.
Shit. Get kicked out of the server.
You can tell the love there, guys.
For the record, I meant our Discord server, not y'all's. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your server.
We should have a shit pit.
We have 3 tiers.
Yeah, in our Discord server, we have 3 separate punishment tiers.
Dude, how
Just work your
daunting.
way down.
Yeah, it depends on how bad you fuck up.
You know,
I get promoted up once I forget why I'm mad at you.
You know, I could do that and make the lowest level Seyrr singing again. Damn it!
I don't know what you're talking about. Fuck you.
Anyway,
I have 1,000 words about that sentence.
That was a lot of fun. That's exactly why we need it. So to keep him from singing, let's go ahead and have him move into this week's lore segment. What do you have on?
Ishgard?
Yeah, it is. No, just kidding.
It would not be a lore segment if it was.
What's on?
About Ishgard?
Can you change it real quick to make it Ishgard?
Didn't we already do Ishgard?
We talked about Halone. We talked about Ishgard.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was Saferoth's favorite episode. I'll make sure to link it to you so you can bone up on it.
Oh, if you want me to write a fucking dissertation where I break down why any positive words said during that segment are wrong, I would be happy to oblige. Record it, send it to our video guy, and have him make a YouTube video out of it.
All right. Seyrr, take it away.
So, yes, honestly, it is a little hard to follow that up. That was a masterpiece of scholarly work there.
Yeah.
Seriously, no joke. I am in awe of that. Good times.
I take that as a great compliment coming from you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I had a bunch of topics I wanted to talk about, but some of them are going to require more research, or quite frankly, for them to release the fucking patch so we actually see what I'm not going to give you the entire history of Eve release if it turns out that they only reference some of the middle parts of it. So since we had been talking for a while about the various members of the 12, today I thought we'd talk a little bit about LLymlaen the Navigator. So she is the goddess of navigation and the seas, and the guardian deity of LLymlaen. There's actually that little shrine with the mark of the wave on it that you can see up at the anchor yard at the southern parts of the upper decks of LLymlaen. She was said to have guided a defeated armada to the cove that would eventually become the city several centuries ago. Now, Anonymous pointed out that her name is very similar to the Welsh word Imlaen, pretty much exact same spelling, but without the double L on the front, which means to go ahead or onwards, which is appropriate for a deity who helps guide ships along their course. He also suggested that the LL of LLymlaen might have become the first two letters of her name. Obviously, that would be the reasoning in-universe, but outside, that seems like a reasonable derivation of where her name might have come from. Now, a lot of the areas around La Noscea are named for her. Back in 1.0, you had the sea caves of Cassiopeia's Hollow and Shboche, and those had several locations such as LLymlaen's Folly, LLymlaen's Trial, LLymlaen's Resolve. Supposedly, these areas were visited as part of a pilgrimage that would reenact major events in LLymlaen's tale. Post-Calamity, those caves are no longer accessible. It's unclear if they've collapsed entirely or if just the entrances are blocked off. Aleport also plays host to a giant statue of the Navigator that sailors pray to before they embark on long journeys. Now, LLymlaen is associated with the 5th month of the year and the element of wind. A lot of people expect that as a deity of the seas, she'll be associated with water, but her primary role is as the navigator. Her winds are guiding and moving ships across the sea, so that explains that connection. She's usually shown as a strong fisherwoman with a very long bladed harpoon, and her symbol is the wave that we were talking about, which again, it's kind of water that's being moved by wind. Also tidal forces, but I'm unclear how much they necessarily know about celestial mechanics and the influence of the tides on how the oceans move. She is the daughter of Thaliak, who is the ruler of rivers, so those rivers running from their source into the seas. She is the older sister of Nofika, the nature and fertility goddess, and she has romantic attachments to Alshon the Wanderer, who is also a deity of travelers, so again, it's more wanderers, like people who are kind of just randomly exploring, whereas she's with people who are navigating, who are trying to reach a specific destination. Several fish do reference LLymlaen. Over in western La Noscea, especially if you're fishing from the Brewer's Beacon, you can catch navigator's daggers, which appear to be flying fish. They're said to be the daggers that LLymlaen throws at her enemies, so kind of like speeding along, jumping out of the water, like these daggers sort of darting out, flying across the air for a bit. The Navigator's brand, which is an especially large Navigator's dagger, is, according to a lot of fishermen's tales, it is the dagger that LLymlaen threw at Alshon after he spied on her while she was bathing. Yeah. No, there's all sorts of stories about this, about Alshon sneaking down, of peeking in on her, catching her while she's bathing. She, of course, being very upset about this. There's a lot of shades of, is it Artemis who was spied on in the bath? I want to say that was Artemis.
Were there 50 of them?
It was Artemis.
Okay, wasn't quite sure about that, and I'm pretty sure that's shown up in a lot of other ones. Peeping on people in the path, ancient time-honored tradition, I guess. Creepers, they go way back. You also do have the fish Little Pericos and Little Thalos, who are large sea serpents that are said to be smaller versions of these two great serpents that are under LLymlaen's command. We'll talk about them a little more. There are also a few areas around La Noscea that reference the relationship between LLymlaen and Oshon. The Great Bridge in Lower La Noscea, that big one on the way to the Morbi dry docks that crosses over an inlet of Morbi Bay, that one is called Oshon's Embrace. And the idea of like this span of stone of like the rock from the mountains kind of reaching over and kind of like embracing the waters there. You also have the lighthouse that overlooks the sea is Oshon's torch. And you can imagine that's the torch that he's holding up to like trying to make himself visible to his sometimes lover, sometimes enemy. They seem to have a bit of a tempestuous relationship. They kind of want to be together, but Oshon's wandering is one of the things that makes this impossible. Now, in Lufon's creation myth, LLymlaen is the sixth deity to come forth. After Thaliok, the bearer of wisdom, came forth from the void, the sun goddess Azema professes her love to him and gives him birth to two daughters, LLymlaen and Nofika. One thing I want to mention a little bit is, especially for maritime thalassocracy, I think that's a term, like Limsa. Really, I think, especially in modern times, it can be difficult to appreciate just how difficult navigation can be and like how absolutely dependent they were. So unless your ships are following a route where you are keeping the coastline in sight at all times, once you start to get away from it, having an idea of where you are is an incredibly complex process. The talk of bells as a timekeeping measure would be on a ship, you'd actually have watchmen sitting there with an hourglass every so often. Like as soon as the hourglass runs out, you strike the bell. You're keeping track of how long has passed, at what position you're at. You're taking readings of where the sun is in the sky to get an idea of your latitude. From that, and you're trying to you make estimates using a method called dead reckoning to try to get your longitude out of it. This is something where the slightest mistake, or like if someone dozes off and misses the bell, you end up in the middle of this big empty blue, no one else around, no radio to signal with, no way to tell where you are, no way to tell which way you want to be heading, what's the closest land is. Being stranded at sea like that was pretty much a death sentence, unless you were incredibly lucky. So they would place, especially for those Limsons who we've seen the documents where Merylweb's leading these voyages, not just going along the coastlines, but heading all the way west to the New World. Incredibly risky proposition, something where they would be placing a lot of trust and faith in this deity to help guide them, because their lives would literally be in her hands. So I don't think we can really enough emphasize the importance of LLymlaen to a nation full of seafarers. Now, one of the other things I want to talk about, neat little thing that when we were discussing in the Loreberry channel, I think it was actually this morning. So according to the legend, as we mentioned, LLymlaen summoned these twin serpents, Pericos and Thalos. I'm not quite sure on pronunciation on that actually, at the dawn of time. There's a couple versions of the story. Some of them say that they spewed forth the water that would become the seas. Others say that the seas had already been brought forth, but were devoid of life. And their role was to fill the water with all manners of fish, shellfish, all sorts of ocean life. We have seen a lot of ancient bones of various gigantic seagoing creatures on Vilbrand. Back in 1.0, those bones were visibly emerging from the cave walls of Cassiopeia's Hollow. Now, that was, I believe, in the eastern part of La Noscea at the time. Since the Calamity, they've burst out of the ground in Upper La Noscea, which is actually a pretty huge jump. So either there were a lot of bones buried, or there was a really huge movement of the land. But you do have in Upper La Noscea these bones that are identified as Thalos. which a lot of the small folk are convinced that those are the bones of one of the two serpents of LLymlaen. The naturalists have their doubts about that, of course. We also have the legend of Swallowtail Rome, which was said to be this roaming island that LLymlaen chained the serpents to in order to restrain them and keep them from flooding the entire world. That legend resurfaced in 1.0 with the discovery of Seal Rock, an island that seemed to appear and disappear. The 1.0 Limson's main scenario focused on that a lot, and eventually in 2.0 we did find out that Seal Rock was in fact an Allegan construct that was used as a proving ground for the various machines that they made, including Omega. Now, while we were talking about this, it was brought up that recently in a lore special, Koji discussed the links between Rhalgr, the lightning aspected god of destruction who carries a staff, and Ramu, the lightning aspected primal of the Sylphs who carries a staff. Yeah, no, I think you see where we're going with this. There's this implication that you've got these two deities, the one of the 12 and then the primal of the Sylphs, that have some kind of connection or common origin, but without a lot more historical records than we're ever going to get, the precise nature of that link is not really made clear. Now, with that in mind, let's think about the 12's goddess of the oceans, who commands great sea serpents, LLymlaen, and the Sahagins primal, this great sea serpent who creates all these things of the ocean, Leviathan. Is there another connection there? Is there something where the Sahagin have this link, this common origin with what's going on in our culture? Or perhaps it's something we borrowed from them? We've been seeing a lot of this, these echoes of the 12 in other cultures. We also had the whole thing where Azema and Nymea were reflected as Azim and Nama on the northern steppes of Othard, or that symbol of Azema that was showing up on an ancient Mericidian temple of Saferoth. And it's kind of interesting to see, we have these things that a lot of the people believe, hey, these are our deities, these are the ones who are protecting the land, and maybe they're just kind of these echoes of something more ancient. This is something when people ask about the existence of the 12, it's like, it's again a recurring theme of maybe there was something that existed, but time and shifting cultures have changed and eroded so much that it's really unclear what they are, if they existed. Even if we were to try to summon some type of primal, like people have suggested summoning one of the 12 as a primal, what we get would probably be more a reflection of our own beliefs and our own ideas about it than anything that ever actually existed. Which kind of brings us into this neat thing about like our thoughts and beliefs kind of defining the reality, because as far as we know, that LLymlaen or that Rhalgr is far more real than whatever the actual historical figure was. So yeah, that's LLymlaen. Protector of Limsa Lominsa. Gets naked and gets bathed, and then throws daggers at people who look at her. And possible link to Leviathan. I really do wonder if that was intentional or not.
I think that's a really interesting point that you make about that. Honestly, that's not something I had ever really put together before, but it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, like honestly, I didn't even think about it until someone was mentioning about the Rhalgr Ramu thing that had been discussed. I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. And then, hey, we're working on LLymlaen. And it's like, LLymlaen? Wait, that's kind of like Leviathan. Wait, she has the sea serpents. Leviathan's a sea serpent. I tried checking the other primals that we know. Shiva is way too recent, and we actually know the origins for her. And Ifrit and Titan do not appear to have any matching cognates, at least in the what we know of.
Well, one thing I want to post, Anonymous had mentioned a couple of things in the Loreberry as well. The similarity in the name with LLymlaen and the Welsh word Ymlaen, which means to go ahead.
Hey, I totally mentioned that earlier.
Oh, you
Punk.
did? Sorry, I missed that.
God, how did you miss
Such
that?
a good host.
Yes.
Though
I was away for a second.
He also commented something that, again, I hadn't noticed. The fact that La Nosha, if you take that word Nosha and anagram it, it's oceans.
Those pesky Welsh, though.
Oh, yep, I see it there. Never mind. Yes,
Yeah.
those Chille knows all about them.
So yeah, that is part of me wondering, was this something that just ended up being convenient for them? Is like, hey, we'll just do something a little bit cute with that. I then spent about a good 15 minutes trying to see if I could get anything out of Thanalan, but got nowhere.
All right. We hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm hoping that we can continue on. We've got a couple more of the 12 yet to do. And eventually I'd like to put them all into like a special episode. Just, take them out of their existing episodes and create one episode on the 12 and put that out for people to listen to. That'd be something people would be interested in, do you think?
But Klaus, you can't take the gods out of context. They exist in a social milieu of... I'm done, aren't I?
We take everything out of context.
Brohamut asked if you guys have done Nalthal yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have been on for that one.
Okay, and I've actually know... Let's see. I had it listed as to where everybody was too, and what episode. If you're interested in listening to them before, I put them all together as their separate podcast. Let's see. Where did it go?
As long as you
documents.
just link us the Halone one, we'll be fine.
Actually, that was episode 25. It was the start. It was so important. It had to be the first one.
It was so unimportant, you had to get it out of the way first.
Hey, it can be important without being good.
Or true.
Can I ask a really stupid question of everyone in this chat everyone in this call right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm curious. What is everyone's favorite god and or primal? Because I'm super down. Like, having read into the lore a lot more in recent times, like, Nalthal is fucking awesome and terrible and awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that dual aspected god is a really interesting solution, kind of in universe, and a really interesting solution to get around the problem they have of like, we need a arrangement of 12, but we need to fit this god into here.
Yeah, and like, I think it's I actually found out something. I haven't seen anyone else in the community point this out. Ul'dah bears a lot of similarities to the main city in the LLymlaen series, the Gentleman Bastard series. That's what.
Ooh.
Both are ruled by a government that is comprised of the many richest people in the city. Both of them are primarily devoted to a god that is a twin god of both currency and death. Like, there's a lot of weird similarities between the two. I thought that was really fascinating.
So what you're saying is Thancred is secretly LLymlaen. I'm okay with this.
Shit! Don't make Thancred cool!
Games at Dusk says Ul'dah is a genie and a musical number away from a copyright infringement.
That's not true. That's not true at all. They don't wear chainmail in Aladdin. You can't just say because they both are in a fucking desert and they have a sultanate that they're the same fucking thing. God.
Yeah, that's not how this works.
That's not how this works, man. I don't know if you knew this, but there were real cities that looked a lot like that, and there were a lot of them.
To be fair, I think Aladdin would have been so much better with chainmail.
Everything's better with chainmail. Those real cities had chainmail.
Everything is better with chains. Let's not get into that here.
Anyway, that's for the After Dark episode. But
Also,
It's almost,
as much as I like the various ones, I think I'd actually have to go with Biragot as my favorite. I'd really like to see a bit more about him.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, I would love to see more about him.
I'm gonna have to say
Well,
Nofika.
Oh, sorry.
Is this about the boobs?
I like
Maybe.
the rumor. I like the rumor that's going around that Godbert is like the avatar of Biragot.
I mean, whatever he is or not, you can bet that future generations are going to tell that story about him.
Yep.
That is a good point.
he
As for me,
breathed life into actual creation. So
I'm super down on Sophia.
God.
Oh,
Freaking shit.
My soul any day.
I know Chille is gonna have to probably say Lakshmi.
no, I'm gonna go with Sasano.
Oh really?
Shit, yeah.
Susanoo's pretty
Dad.
awesome.
Okay, on our stream, our new follower sound is Susano.
Dude,
Mainly
not
because
just that. I downloaded a sound pack that's all of the Susano lines, and so every single notification we have related to people following or donating or subscribing or any of that shit, at like various quantities even, every single one is a Susano line.
Nice.
mainly
He's pretty
because
great.
it makes me hungry because we have something called Revels. So anytime he says Revels, it makes me think of the chocolate.
Kick. Anyway, Luna, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I probably really like Lakshmi best.
She's so sad.
That's why I like her though. There's a lot of complicated, in-depth backstory and why she's there, and
There's definitely something wrong with her back with her boobies.
My problem with Lakshmi is just she's very wooden. Like all the cutscenes with her, she always has her arm up. Like you'd think that she would get tired.
She's ether.
I think that's actually because of the Hindi inspiration that she's drawing from. Like there's it's a thing.
Oh,
hand
It
up.
totally is.
Mm-hmm.
oh.
yep, it is.
Yeah, Chille, we're
And
disappointed that you didn't say lava scorpion.
I was very tempted. Hey,
But like with Lakshmi, I think it's actually better if she's like a little uncanny valley. I think that really drives home more just how wrong it is.
Yeah. Lakshmi's awesome. Like
No.
I
Like
was sad that we're not getting Ananta Beast Stripes first because I want my Bollywood dance. Because we're gonna get the Bollywood
that would be
dance.
amazing.
Oh my god! There will be G-pose all the time. Everyone will be
Yeah.
Bollywood dancing.
absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and jump into some emails and comments. Last episode, I had asked people to email us some of your favorite moments from the show. And we got a few to come in, so I want to go ahead and read those off for everybody. Starting with one from Mithrin Scarlet from Gilgamesh. It's hard to pick out a particular favorite moment, but I really like the lore segments a lot. Also, I think you guys sigh too much. Congrats on 2 years. Keep up the awesome work. And
I mean, I say enough ridiculous things that I can understand why it happens. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, all that lava scorpion.
There's another.
sorry,
Like we can go
Mithrin.
on like this for quite a while.
He's not wrong. All right. From Talon Marvelous of Hyperion. I started listening on one of the first episodes when Seyrr talked about the 12. The lore segments hooked me, and I rediscovered a love for the game. I had walked away due to school, and you all brought me back. Thank you for being a spark that reignited a passion and a hobby. And when he emailed us that one, it was like, wow. That something that
love
we
you.
do brought somebody back into the game. Because, you know, we're just talking about how much we enjoy it and talking about the things we enjoy doing in it, the things we enjoy learning about it, and that it got somebody else excited about it. That's why we do this.
Yeah. And it's so easy to get stuck in a rut to just be doing the same stuff over and over. And sometimes just getting a fresh set of eyes, a fresh perspective on it can help you remember and rediscover a lot of things that actually made you enjoy it.
Yep. So thank you for that email, Talon. I really liked reading that one. From Kane Thorbreaker, our own from Phoenix Down Radio Free Company on Hyperion. Definitely my favorite was FanFest. I was able to see what you guys look like, and it made me like you all more. Seeing the happy faces of all my favorite people I listened to was a highlight. It's like
Wait, he saw us and he liked us more.
he's different.
He is unique.
We love Kane. Kane's a good guy.
You might consider stopping in at the optometrist.
Anyway,
I was more scared than happy.
it's like I met you all in person, or more like I met up with old friends after so long apart. Till Lalo swallow all. # all hail Seyrr Timono, aka the Librarian, from Kane.
Yay.
So
Till Lala swallow all.
thank you, Kane. We appreciate the kind words.
I'm pretty sure there's some doujinshi about that.
Yeah, I was about to
Oh,
say
no.
I've seen some things that I wouldn't like to see.
He's seen
Oh,
some
I've seen
shit.
some things.
There's so much
I've
spit
Googled
roasting. Oh wait, shit, my mic's on, isn't it? Oh fuck.
And now this one wasn't emailed to us, but it was tweeted to us by somebody at Sephiroth.
I think it's pronounced Vorgai.
It's pronounced Estinien Lover 2012.
Fuck you.
Don't you mean Estinien
No,
Lover
no,
6969?
Spine Shatter Dive Me 69.
I take it back. My favorite moment of this podcast is when it fucking ends.
Is that what you called Estinien?
Oh!
Shut up.
It was a cold and sunless day in the frozen hellscape.
He's not gonna let me hate on that for another fucking 2 hours. That's what I'm going to do that on our channel after this stream.
Oh, sorry, Flats, that's amazing. Saferoth.
Saferoth. Sorry.
No, why would you tell them that?
I think we've done something beautiful here today.
Yes, this has been a beautiful
not my favorite.
episode.
This was now my favorite part of Phoenix Down Radio.
This was a wonderful episode. I had a blast having both of you on. Saferoth, Brohamut, thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate it.
I would like to interject one thing for the benefit of the podcast listeners.
Yes.
You did not actually say what the quote was.
Yeah, you did.
That's true because, well, you said you took it back. And
At least tell them what it was.
what he had said was, can I say my favorite part was a point that hasn't happened yet, but inevitably will with a specific guest star. And that was sent before you were able to join us. So I believe you were
Yes.
referencing Brohamut.
Oh,
Yes, I was referencing
Right.
Brohamut.
And
I would like Brohamut to now explain to everyone how he was going to open this podcast if I had not been able to make it.
Oh dear.
So it's pretty well known that the Crucible is the two of us. You know, we're partners in this. You know, when people bring us onto our podcast, it's usually the both of us, not one or the others. So yeah, Flatus, Saferoth is not here tonight because God's willing, he's having a three-way on a Ferris wheel right now.
That I feel like you don't get a lot of time for that.
And it's done.
And yeah, that's what we were going to open the podcast with.
And now everything makes sense.
Now you
The
know
ghost also needs a Ferris wheel.
The
That's
more
why he's
you
got
know.
No. That's, guys, that's why he had so much pent-up frustration and had to get out the Ishgard rant today because he didn't have his Ferris wheel three-way.
You know, not getting that would, yeah, I agree.
I'm a lot less pent up than you think. Shout out to Grimhelm.
Shout out to the Crucible.
I don't have enough alcohol for this, so
No one does. No one does.
Oh dear.
The brewery will phone up and say, "Oh, we don't have enough alcohol for this."
Yeah, Flatus, Saferoth, and the vampire have driven me to drinking.
All right. Let's throw shout outs in there. Who's got shout outs? Let's start with our guests. Why don't you throw
Can
some
we
shout outs?
to ourselves, or can it be other people?
Well, I was gonna say you can shout out as well as tell everybody where you can be found.
Wow, this is
Plug
like
yourself.
more power than I've ever had in my entire life. I don't like.
We
Wow.
expect you to abuse it.
Well,
Oh,
he already shouted
well.
out his porn dealer.
Well, that being the case, I'd like to give a shout out to Grimhelm. Don't go to
dealer.
his Tumblr blog because if you're at work, but he is a fantastic artist and who deserves recognition and makes quite good art at very reasonable prices. He's fantastic. He's actually on discount prices for the month of September, which you should absolutely take advantage of because it's great. Also, I would like to give a shout out to I'm not going to do shout outs to our Patreon followers on your stream. That's a little too far.
Yeah.
That's a little too far. I'm sorry.
If it gets them to become Patreon followers for us, I'm all for it.
Go ahead.
I will give a
Shout
shout
out
out to I'll give a shout out to Mr. Contos who has supported us from like day zero, pretty much. He just kind of randomly found us on Twitter. He is the very first person that followed us and like interacted with us that was not another content creator or someone we already knew before we started the tabloid. And he has been the most loyal of supporters we've ever had since then. And goes to extreme lengths to participate in our bullshit and enable us, which he should not do, but he does. I appreciate that he does.
Yeah, people like that are rare, and when you get them, you must make sure that you tell them how much you love them.
I would die for you, Contos.
I mean, that's basically like Chille
would
and Kane for us.
Or in my case,
I you on staff with him, Contos.
You wouldn't replace me with Contos.
I don't know, Contos. You saw the fucking haiku he wrote last night. He's got some talent.
He does have talent. That's why we're going to replace you with him.
Wow.
What can I say? His glamour game's on point. Isn't that really all you need?
Why don't you just have him as the unpaid intern?
We already have our unpaid.
Well, get a second one. You know,
At this rate, he's just going to replace both of you, and it's just going to be his own show.
And it'll probably be 10 times better, but...
But I mean, this is a fair point. If you're going to have someone on there, you need to make sure that their vogues per second are reaching endgame levels.
Yeah.
Okay. Clarity. Grimhelm with Grim with 2 M's, Helm, HELM, .tumblr.com is safe for work. That is the safe for work blog. It's the other one that you should not look at
Okay,
work.
and whisper me it.
Do you value your search history?
Now,
not
if you
really.
would like, if any of you in this call would like links to that, Chille, after the call, go ahead and I can send you something directly.
Okay, sounds good to me. I mean, not... Yeah, I mean, go ahead, screw it. Yeah.
Get a burner computer.
It's not quite that.
No, I'm kidding. Anything?
not.
Any others?
I don't know. You got anything, Brohamut?
Yeah, I'll shout out Flatus.
I don't know.
Shout out or call out?
Both.
Yes.
Why can't it be both?
We're gonna be. I'm gonna be having a real talk, hard argument with Flatus until I've said everything I have to.
Fist fight.
Oh my!
Until I've said everything I have to say about Ishgard, because
Real
it occurs to me
talk.
that rather than just devour other people's podcasts, I should just do it on our stream channel. So we're going to be doing that immediately after this stream ends. I have everything ready to start and go.
I need a link. I need a link right now.
Twitch.tv/the Crucible FFXIV.
FFXIV.
Beautiful.
Kontos is going to be on there, and if he's not, then he's a little punk ass. That's right. That's right. I said it. Bring it. Bring it, Flatus. Bring it. But yeah, Maelstrom Radio is great, and they enable us way harder than they should, and we are really good friends with them, and I like them. That being said, Shin going to Japan and them continuing to make podcasts without Shin there is a terrible idea that is producing wonderful results, because Flatus needs someone to supervise him and like keep him on the leash.
He needs an adult.
And without Shin there, we're sure not going to do it.
I am an adult.
No, you're not, Chille.
Something very important.
Yes.
I would like to give a shout out to Emmy, who I'm very sorry for tonight. And I want you to know that none of this is, and somehow it's Flatus' fault too.
It's all Flatus' fault somehow. Emmy is
Hashtag
part
blame
of
Flatus.
Emmy is part of Newscast FF14, and they are particularly close to our heart.
Favorite people.
They're one of our favorite. She's one of our favorite people. They're one of our favorite podcasts, and she is particularly close to our heart. They are, because they were the first podcast to host us. Something I don't understand why they did, because they are so much better than we are, and honestly, you guys are too. But like, they put in so much more effort than is like immediately apparent. It's in all of like little subtle things. Like they were able to take that audio that Brohamut fucking shit out on his terrible microphone and make it sound audible. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be a challenge for me this week.
Oh, his mic right now is the good one.
Who the hell invited me to the Novice Network?
Oh yeah, I got invited last week.
You know, for a moment, I thought that was a crack about our podcast.
Oh shit! That's what we should call our podcast, the Novice Network.
But yeah, so I think we're good on people to shout out. So let me just tell everyone, we are the Crucible FFXIV. Any website we're on except Twitter, that is our name. So we have a YouTube channel now, which has that one video that you can look up if you haven't seen the commercial yet.
It was great. Watch it over and over. Just
watch it over and over. Upvote it, because I don't normally ask for that kind of thing, but someone linked it on Reddit, and Reddit downvoted it into oblivion, and then went to the video and like voted down on it, which I don't understand why they would do. But right now, like,
fuck Reddit.
I really fuck Reddit. Fuck Reddit. I really, really would like just that one video. I'm never going to ask for this again, but just that one video. I want us to get a bunch of thumbs up on it, because fuck Reddit. That's
I'm going to go do it now. What was your
you.
YouTube? The Crucible FFXIV?
The Crucible FFXIV. And on Twitter, we are just Crucible FFXIV, because the Crucible didn't fit.
Too long.
It's kind of long, yeah.
Too long. But yeah, we have a Patreon, we have a Facebook page, which actually has... We have a Twitch, we have a Tumblr, which is where we started. And it's really weird because the Facebook has overtaken the Tumblr in number of followers, and that's really unsettling and uncomfortable, but is also just living proof that our intern is the best. Games at Dusk, they DDoS'd your website. Yeah, fuck Reddit.
Fuck Reddit.
What?
In the chat, Games at Dusk says a month ago they posted something on Reddit, and Reddit DDoS'd their entire website.
Fuck Reddit.
Fuck Reddit.
Fuck
Fuck
Reddit.
you, Reddit.
We've also said this before, but new articles go up every
Monday and
Friday. Once a month, we also post our monthly webcomic series, A Life of Adventure, and we try to get a new artist for that every month. And we absolutely love all of the artists that we've gotten so far. We're super looking forward to what we're doing next month. And we are actually looking for an artist to bring that idea to fruition. So if you're an artist and you're interested in working with us, not just next month, but in general, you can go ahead and shoot us an email at thecruciblefxiv@gmail.com for business inquiries.
Yeah, because we got the really professional. We didn't do like a fucking other lesser email service. This isn't 2006. We're not on fucking SBC or some bullshit like that. And I just wanted to say real quick regarding our schedule. We also post classified ads that people submit. If they're not, like, if they're actually an ad that's in universe, that's all we ask. And we also have a Dear Editor segment that is quite popular, where you can be talked down to by Tara Way, as written by Brohamut. It's the one thing that he always writes and I never touch. And it's one of my favorite parts of the tabloid, honestly, and is the source of all of our sickest burns. So, we do use a tagging system. If you're interested in the lore behind our shit, we actually have a tag for staff that every single article links to the page of the staffer that wrote it, and you can read their kind of background, their bio. You can browse through their tags on our page to see if there's like consistencies. If you find a favorite writer, we do try to write the articles as in character for different staffers, so that it gives that feel of being actually like a publication and not just Brohamut and I.
And that's actually a lot of talent to write in a different style.
It's not easy.
I've been reading every time during this thing when I get tired of listening to Klaus, and it's been quite engaging.
So basically you're saying you've gone through their entire back catalog now?
Like most of it, yeah.
Well, thank you.
My
I
favorite
appreciate
month
that.
has been December.
Because it's the one you wrote entirely?
It's because that was probably the most inspired I ever was.
December was a wild month for me, so Brohamut ended up writing, like, we reversed roles where he wrote every single article that month and I just edited them. Our typical setup is he'll write a skeleton for a post and then I'll fill everything in, because he's very good at writing outlines but kind of gets sidetracked when he's filling things in. I'm
very concise. I have trouble like getting my thoughts into words that are more than one or two sentences.
Yes, and I'm very, very good at fleshing things out, but I have a problem with getting a skeleton set up. I have a problem with organizing how things should go down. So that's part of the reason we work so well together. And the final thing regarding our operation that's really, I think, a cool thing is we do have a series of short stories that we call the Crucible Uncut. And that is a Patreon reward. is access to those posts and the blog that they get posted on. And they are the stories about like things going on behind the scenes with the staff and the overall continuing narrative of what's going on at the paper. And of course, we post shitloads to Patreon, and that includes alternate takes on articles, earlier drafts, breakdowns, behind the scenes posts on like what was going
all
on.
The screenshots that we take for every article.
All the screenshots we take for every article, unedited, so you can see what our thought process there was, what we didn't put in, and just we post a whole lot. We post all the time. And
one thing that is important: if anyone here listening on the podcast or live on Twitch is on Balmung, please let us know if you would like to be a part of our link shell, mostly just corpses, because we are taking screenshots all the time, and we need all sorts of different people to be models for us. And our mostly just corpses link shell is the first place we turn to whenever we need to do a photo shoot.
Yeah, so if you want your character in a Crucible article for some ungodly reason, that's how you do it. We have had a lot of collaboration with really cool people in the past. I think the one streamer, Brohamut, he did not want to be identified, right?
He likes the anonymity.
Okay. We'll tell you guys off recording, but we had someone really cool who agreed to help us out with a certain photo shoot.
Cool.
But yeah, like we would absolutely, you would be helping us. So yeah, go ahead and do the thing.
Thank you much. And while you were going through that, I went ahead and did random number generator, and I picked a winner for our minion. And congratulations, Kane Thorbreaker. Email us or message us on Twitter what you want for a minion, and we'll get you a code. Congratulations. Thank you for all of those wonderful memories. We
Congratulations,
really appreciate that.
Kane, and also fuck yourself. You fucking in the chat since like minute 1, like Ishgard. Fuckhead. I saw the chat this whole stream. I was just ignoring you.
For more Ishgard hate, remember to tune into our stream directly following the show.
There you go.
Directly following. We will go
Can you
live
guys-
within minutes.
Can you give me like 5 minutes to make popcorn?
Well, I'll need to get more
Start
water.
now.
So
Chille,
I'd like to shout out to the Crucible FFXIV. You should check them out, twitch.tv. The Crucible FFXIV. Thank you for being here. It's been awesome chatting with both of you. Shout out to Evolved Mail, aka your girlfriend's favorite streamer at twitch.tv/Evolved Mail. You should go follow him.
Oh shit, right, he likes us too.
And a shout out to Flatus, because you're awesome. Yeah, I will. Yay, and I'm done.
All right, it looks like Kane wants to make peace and gift it to Safest.
I'll be on Maelstrom Radio next Friday.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be in the chat on that.
And from minute 1, you're going to be like, I hate Ishgard.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to do it for Saferoth.
I'm capable of a lot of other things, like hating Gridania.
Oh, sweet. I hate Gridania also.
I know someone you'd like.
All right. So, Kane, that's very kind of you, and it sounds like Saferoth happily accepts.
Oh, the minion?
Yeah, that's what it sounded.
No.
I thought, isn't that what you just said?
Yeah.
You can't give that to me.
Yeah, just shoot us a follow on Twitch and we'll be good.
Yeah, just follow us on Twitch and keep the minion, you know? I would
Yeah,
rather
follow us
you
everywhere
won it.
if you feel that
I
power.
win things all the time. I am just apparently blessed by luck. So
Kane, contact us, let us know what you want, we'll get that sent out to you.
yeah. Or if you like just insist on letting us have it, we'll just do a giveaway of whatever minion it is. Fucking keep the regifting train going.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's the here, you throw it away giveaway.
Pass the minion on the left-hand side.
All right. Seyrr?
Shout out to the good people in the Lorebrary channel. Recently, we've had plenty of stuff from Vivi, Sadia, Anonymous, Kane, Scarlett made a couple comments as well. All of the comments and ideas you have, stuff that you bounce off me, really helps me keep going. Especially when, like, you know, the day before you realize, wait a minute, this segment isn't going to work very well until we know more about what they're doing in game. Okay, I need to redo the entire thing from the top. So big shout out to you guys for helping keep me sane and giving me something to bounce off of. Shout out to National Public Radio for giving me enough podcasts to keep me going. I got my culinary and desynth capped. That is how many fish I caught this last week.
Wow.
320.
You are a
Madman.
fucking icon.
Yeah. Also, this very lovely set of script gear. There we go.
Well, so was Catbat. I'm not complaining.
I still need to upgrade my accessories, but huzzah, I have some big flapping skirt thing that feels like it really ought to get in the way more when I'm swimming. I don't know why it doesn't.
The miner script set is cute as hell.
Leveling miner next, got it.
Got it. Luna.
Big shout out to the lovely ladies over at Musecast.
We love you.
Yeah. Remix and Emmy, thank you guys so much for doing what you do. Shout out to these crazy people that I met tonight, the Naked Ellison and the Lalafell.
Hiding in the corner by baby behemoth.
Yeah.
Well, she's hiding. She'll go on a racist tirade.
They're wearing hats.
But anyways, shout out to them. I've been following you guys for a while now, and I know I talked about you on the episode before last. And just the fact that you guys take role-playing and bring it more so...
Oh, I'm sorry, but can I expand upon that point?
Sure.
One of my favorite things, and it is very intentional about the Crucible, is that everything about the Crucible is rooted in roleplay, but it's not for role players. It's for anyone who enjoys the lore of this game, and it can act as sort of a gateway drug into the world of RP.
Yeah.
But you don't have to RP yourself to understand what's going on. You just need to know, what the world is, what's going on. Because we mostly write, sometimes, we write about other player characters, but we do it in such a way that it's believable, that it's just something that goes on in this world. It's not super different than something that might happen in MSQ.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's what I was going to say. You guys bring role-playing to a more common ground for everyone.
Thank you. F has pointed out once... Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. And that's something that not a lot of people can do, so kudos to you guys.
We don't like that there's a schism in the community in that way in some ways, and it would be great if everyone could enjoy things. F has pointed out...
I'm going to pee.
That's about right for us. F has pointed out, when he gave us a shout out on stream once, he pointed out, go read the Crucible, they're lore compliant.
And I was need to shout out Ethis, because that man has been in our corner since day zero.
Ethis is amazing and we love him.
Ethis is senpai, we love him.
One nice thing about being a tabloid is if you ever turn out to be not lore compliant, that's just something you were lying about.
That's great. That's exactly right. And that's the problem. That's the thing. Because Ethis said that, and we really don't want to ever disappoint Ethis, we've had to actually put some level of effort into things now. We wrote the Garlean Tourism Guide article last month, and I had to actually do research on the fucking ranks of the Garlean Empire and shit. And I'm Googling this shit, and I'm going through, and I'm referencing shit, and I'm like, fuck you, Ethis, for making me do this.
Amazing. Anyone else, Luna?
Not anyone else, but if you guys want to give me a follow over on the social medias, my Twitter is Luna_Vox. Or if you feel like, follow me over on the Tumblrs, it's LunavoX FFXIV, all one word.
So I'm sorry, but I just remembered the most important shout out we need to give.
Okay.
This man is the reason that this stupid bullshit has gotten this far.
Koji motherfucking
Koji
Fox!
we got into the Koji line at FanFest, and this is the super duper condensed version. We got in line, we handed him a copy of the cover, and he's like, oh wow, this is super cool. Do you have any more so that I can hand them out in the dev room? And then Saferoth reached into my bag and tried to pull out all of them, and it was just like, here.
Here, take it. You can have anything you want, Koji Fox. I love you. I stood in that fucking line for an hour and a half on bloody feet, like literally bleeding. Because they wore the wrong shoes to the fucking con.
We have that on video, and we want people to call us out on it so that we can rewatch the video of us beating Koji and him giving us his explicit approval.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Thank you, Koji. This is all your fault.
That's
he signed copies of
amazing.
the cover. That means that he's approved of it. That's how that works.
That is amazing.
Seems likely.
Seems legit to me.
All right, and I need to shout out the 21 new followers we've gotten during this stream. Thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
to all of you guys for following. We hope you enjoy our content. Thank you to all of the people listening on the podcast, on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever. Thank you to you two, Saferoth and Brohamut. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining us on this episode. It was definitely an experience.
That's a word.
No, I had a blast. It was wonderful. Thank you so much. Like I said, this was a lot of fun. We got to learn more about, a different side of the community, content creators. Like I said, we focused more on the live and the streaming and the podcasting, but having you guys go out there and create these basically these issues, these tabloids that every month, it's a lot of work and it's pretty cool. So thank you very much for joining us.
Anytime you want us on that I'm not having a 3-way on a Ferris wheel, I'm down to show up.
Okay, so
Please
that's
make sure to tell us beforehand so I can get more alcohol. Give me about a week's notice.
To fucking strategically plan your monthly budget so you can afford enough.
Yeah,
booze.
because that's gonna be a huge dent. She likes the good shit. Shout outs to Mithrin Scarlet, Talon Marvelous, and Kane Thorbreaker for emailing us your memories of the show. We appreciate that. And shout outs to my co-hosts Luna, Chille, Seyrr. Like I said, without you guys, I can't do it.
No, you.
Thank you for having me on as always, Klaus.
So that'll do it for this episode. If you liked what you heard, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, YouTube, Podbean, TuneIn, or whatever your preferred podcatcher is. Make sure to leave us a rating or review as well, please. It helps other people find our show and it helps us to grow within the community. If you're really digging the show, please consider subscribing here at Twitch, at twitch.tv/PhoenixDownRadio, or by becoming a patron at patreon.com/PhoenixDownRadio. All proceeds that we would get for this go towards growing the show. It covers things like hosting costs and allows us to do fun things like the giveaways that we've been doing and do some supporter-only incentives. Just like we're one patron away from doing a $25 Mog Station credit. And we, when we hit 10 subscribers here on Twitch, we are going to be giving away $20 in PlayStation credit. And this is a good month to do that. It is currently September in Twitch, so your first month of any new sub is half price. So starting at $2.50, you can subscribe to your favorite channels. It doesn't have to be us, but any of your favorite channels out there, you can sub for half price. Any kind of support, whether it's emails, likes, tweets, and retweets, follows, subs, or donations, always greatly appreciated. We really love interacting with you guys and the rest of the community, so thank you very much. If you want to get a hold of us, our website is phoenixdownradio.com. You can email us, podcast@phoenixdownradio.com. Our Twitter account is at PHXDN Radio. We kind of had the same issue as a Crucible. The whole thing didn't fit. That's what she said. As well as you can always follow us here at twitch.tv/PhoenixDownRadio. And our Facebook is facebook.com/PhoenixDownRadio. And our new YouTube channel is youtube.com/PhoenixDownRadio. So, Chille can be found at Chille UK on Twitter. Luna, again, can be at Luna_Vox. I'm having issues again today, Luna.
Have you been drinking?
I should have been, but no. Seyrr's Twitter is at FFXIV Seyrr, Seyrr. And I can be found on Twitter at PHXDN_Klaus, and that's Klaus with 2 S's. Thanks again, guys. This was an amazing time. Thank you so much for joining us again. For my co-hosts, LunaVox, for Seyrr Timono, for Chille, and for our guests, Saferoth and Brohamut, I'm Klaus Nightbringer, wishing everybody a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.
Praise God. Thank you.
Phoenix Down Radio is a production of PhoenixDownRadio.com and Illusion Productions. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. In-game content for Phoenix Down Radio is the copyright of Square Enix. Opening music for Phoenix Down Radio is provided by Guilty Gear Rock You. Check out the Metal Chocobo theme cover and many other music videos at youtube.com/Guilty Gear Rock You. Closing music for this episode is provided by GuitarWanker90. Please check out their full version of Matoya's Cave and other rock video game covers at youtube.com/GuitarWanker90. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of Phoenix Down Radio and its hosts and do not reflect the views of Square Enix.